Because, oh, I shouldn't say that part.
No.
Ellis out in Alpine appreciates us playing a good Christian song in the world of darkness.
Right off the bat,
Alpine.
the top of the show, we make a mockery out of religion. We make a mockery out of it.
There's two reasons
From Alpine.
we played that song. One,
Yeah.
because Deadpool and Wolverine made all the money this weekend, and that song is featured prominently in the movie.
Ah,
And secondly,
yes.
because y'all don't remember that video, do you?
I don't think
It's a
I've seen the
mockery.
video.
It makes a mockery of religion.
How did the fake Christians of today survive the 90s?
Yeah. It's
This Madonna video that happened, that
yeah. The song is described here, Carrie, in Wikipedia.
Yes.
Like a Prayer is a pop, rock, and gospel song that also incorporates elements of funk. It features background vocals from a choir and a rock guitar. The lyrics contain liturgical words, but they have been interpreted by some people to have dual meanings of sexual innuendo and religion. And it goes on to talk about it was a widely protested song.
it was.
Widely
But we
protested.
survived, is my point.
No, we just
all
got
survived.
worse. No, we got worse.
And all of these people who were flipping out because of the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, I just wanted to remind them, do you remember this? Remember that this existed?
This was the beginning, Carrie. This was the beginning. As we sink further into the depths of depravity. And by the way, that's a boner candidate coming up.
Yes.
And the Olympic outrage over the Olympic opening ceremony. And it reminded me that in 2015, our friend Kat Palmer took a photograph of me and a bunch of other people at the Last Supper, representing, and I posted it at RFH Bill. I sent Katie a copy of it. I don't know if she has it. She could put it up on the screen.
She's
There it
pointing
is.
to the screen.
It's
Yes.
up
It's
there.
there.
If you go to x96.com/live.
That's 2015. We were transgressive. That's a picture. I'm second from the left, by the way. I'm Jay Whitaker is on the far right. I think I wrote left when I posted it.
You did. I didn't say anything.
Yeah. Would you go? I'll go in and fix that. Yeah, I'm on the far right. Jay Whitaker, then me, and then Jim DeBacchus, and then Pat Bagley is in there, and a lot of people
Sister
representing.
Dottie.
I guess it's kind of transgressive, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, though, that the Last Supper painting, first of all, painted by a gay man, second of all, has been parodied so many times, and there was no outrage ever.
No outrage when Expendables 2 did it.
Yeah. Battlestar Galactica did it. South Park did it. I
a
mean, they're
minute.
everywhere.
Wait a minute. Back up. Gay?
Yeah.
Da Vinci?
Was he gay?
I never really thought about it.
Yeah,
one
he
way or
was
the
gay.
other.
There are
Pretty
bi
sure.
stories from
pretty
Da Vinci.
sure.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, I just never had thought about that, or really heard it, or because it's sort of not relevant to
It's
anything,
not.
is it?
No, it's all about the fake Christian outrage. And I say fake Christians because they're not real Christians. They
course.
say they are, but
Yeah.
they're not.
Well, and that's even if you take the drag queens part out of it, like the historical context of the entire opening ceremony has nothing to do with
No.
Satanism or Christianity or.
I think I'll save my further comments until we get to the boner candidates.
Are we getting ahead of ourselves here?
a little bit. I mean, it doesn't matter. But I gave this a lot of thought over the weekend.
Well, I mean, and it's not even about the Last Supper. It's about Bacchanalia. That's what they were doing. It had nothing to do with the Last Supper.
Which I'm unfamiliar with.
I love the comment of the director who put it together. He was told about all of the comments, the negative comments, and he said, well, we have the right to love who we want. We have the right not to be worshipers. We have a lot of rights in France, and that's what I wanted to convey. These are values that are important to us. So, quite frankly, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Well, and do you expect anything different from Paris for an opening ceremony?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I thought it was pretty awesome opening ceremony. I watched all 4 hours of it.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not in a place where I could see much of it. But
Emotionally, or
no, physically. Physically, there was no TV where I was.
Yes.
So
it was pretty cool. And the metal band Gojira. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was satanic.
was it?
Well, that's what they were saying, along with the whole making fun of the Last Supper. It was satanic because there was a severed head singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
Again,
was it? Yeah.
Marie Antoinette.
No, that was Satan.
Did you?
They had a golden calf on the stage. Well, no, that's a statue that they had to build the stage around. You see, because anyway,
I like the director, Mr. Joly. Monsieur Joly. I read his vision for the opening ceremony. What he wanted to do at first was he wanted to have the athletes in hot air balloons because the hot air balloon was essentially invented by the French.
And that was the torch at the end.
Montgolfier
Was a hot air balloon.
So he wanted to have the athletes descending toward Earth in hot air balloons, while the heads, and I mean not real heads, the heads of past emperors and kings of France came up out of the Seine River to greet them.
Exactly.
Just giant heads.
Oh, that's a shame we didn't do that.
There were giant heads in the Seine River.
Were there?
They were from paintings, but yeah, they were like up to their mouths and nose in the water. So
he did do some of that.
Yeah, he did some of that. But that everything about it was satanic, and if everything I don't understand is satanic.
It was pagan.
Yeah.
Sad. It's actually sad that people can't enjoy good art like that.
No. It was, lack of education and.
Well, again,
anyway.
we can attack this again during the boner candidates.
Please.
I love this story here. That it was the story that I saw was in the Salt Lake Tribune, and I just what?
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Sure has. We'll take a break here.
Yes.
So you might have noticed Gina is not with us.
Mm-hmm.
She's somewhere. You noticed, did you, Nick? She's somewhere. And I'm still at home. Carrie and Nick and Katie are in the studio, and we will progress. We will go on. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with your check-ins. 877-602-9696 is the number to use. 877-602-9696. Check in with us. We like to hear from you in the morning. You can also text us, if you prefer, 33986.
All right. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com. Because my eyesight was fixed, I was able to see the opening ceremonies
without glasses or contact lenses.
Yes.
Because I went to Hoops Vision as well. And I did this years and years ago, and it was just such an amazing thing to be able to get rid of your glasses, your contact lenses. But it's probably for about a year. You keep reaching for your glasses, and they're not there.
The ghost glasses, as I called them.
So give Hoops Vision a call. Make your no-obligation appointment just to see if you're a good candidate, and they can explain everything to you. 877-30-LASIK is the number. It's 877-30-LASIK, or you can book it online at hoopsvision.com. $800 off the procedure right now at Hoops Vision. It's a great experience. You'll like the people there. Give them a call, 877-30-LASIK, or hoopsvision.com.
In addition,
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Claps. C-L-A-P-S. Claps. With special thanks to Brett Favre for suggesting some time ago that we revisit this word. And to do that, here is the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his boy Denver. Again, the word is claps.
Denver, you know as much as I know that Mona is a very small Utah town. And as such, I, Don Criddle, as the mayor of Mona, also have to do other city jobs.
You like being the city garbage man, don't you, Daddy?
Well, as a matter of fact, son, I don't mind that at all. I find all kinds of good stuff to bring home to us. But it's some of the other jobs that give me a pain in the you-know-where.
You mean being in charge of the waterworks and being the Mona City building inspector gives you a pain in the ass?
Denver!
Oh.
In our family, we do not say a blank blank unless we're reading the Bible.
Oh.
And even then, we say it real low. You know, like in the Old Testament when it says, and Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and then went with the princes of Moab. You just say it's a pain in the you-know-where. Most folks will catch your meaning.
Okay, Daddy. But why don't you like being the Mona City building inspector? Ain't it fun telling people that their project is all wrong and they got to tear it down and start over?
Well, sometimes yes and sometimes no. Like right now, it's a no. Son, what are you building here in our backyard?
Well, I'm building an acting stage, Daddy. A stage for doing shows and play acting on. I went to a show down to the Nephi City Rec Center, and it was so exciting. Some men dressed up like pretty ladies, singing songs, and then everybody claps. I want to be an actor, Daddy. I want to sing some songs, so everybody claps. That's why I'm building this acting stage, so I can invite the town for my show. I can hear it now. When I sing my songs, the whole town claps for me, Denver Criddle, actor.
Firstly, son of mine, there ain't never gonna be that kind of show here in Mona City. And secondly, there ain't never been actors in the Criddle family line, and there ain't never gonna be either, if you catch my meaning. And thirdly, that stage you are building is rickety and dangerous. So in my role as Mona City building inspector, this is a stop work order. Tear that stage down.
But, Daddy!
That is an order. Besides, the way you've been building it, if a person was to set foot on that stage, why, the whole thing would just collapse. It would collapse, I tell you, and then me and your mother'd be the ones liable. So down it comes, Olivier. Oh, and make sure you straighten all them pulled nails so we can reuse them, too.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
All right, 6:21:22. Let's get this over with.
Okie doke. We'll officially begin the show, and then we'll go to your check-ins. We'll have a sponsor here. 877-602-9696 is the number to call and check in with us. You can also text us at 33986. And I believe, Nick, you are the functionary today to read the sponsor to open the show.
The functionary? Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I know how to read.
Okay.
Gotta like... Did I already mess up after saying
You're fine.
Got a leaky faucet? Call or click Larson HVAC and Plumbing. They have a special offer right now for X96 listeners. For just $196, get a brand new Moen kitchen faucet, including installation. Get your promo code at larsonhvac.com/X96.
I have a special news story for you coming up, Nick. It's about how dementia is seen in younger and younger people.
Ooh. I've already forgotten about it.
The moon is 34.8% of full. It's a waning crescent moon. Moon will set today at 4:14 p.m., today being Monday. It's the 29th day of July in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024. It's Kerpuja. Kerpuja. It's Kerpuja.
Puja.
Yeah?
It's that Kerpuja is celebrated 2 weeks after Karate Puja.
Oh,
Oh, thank you for clarifying.
yeah.
It's also National Lasagna Day. It's kind of ironic that it falls on a Monday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Artie Fufkin's got to be excited.
And today's Radio from Hell show, we'd like to highlight the tiny northern Utah town of Nibley, Utah.
Sure.
The town's just under 8,000 citizens are proud of their city slogan, which is Nibley, we're the little town located between Logan and Hiram.
It's a little wordy.
It's their slogan.
You probably shouldn't reference other towns in your town.
Yeah, you may
slogan.
want to just, I agree.
It's pretty precise, though, don't you think?
We salute you, Nibley.
We salute you, Nibley.
How about Nibley, blow us a kiss as you drive by, or something like that? What was it?
It's well, you'll have to take it up with the town council,
okay,
Carrie.
all right.
It's of course named after Elder Hugh Nibley, who was born in 1827 or something like that, and ironically is still alive in Nibley, Utah.
Okay.
And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Carrie Jackson. I'm Bill Allred. Gina Barberi is on assignment. So filling in for Gina is Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal. Katie for short is our fine producer in the booth there. And who's helping out today?
Dawson.
Dawson is here.
It's Dawson. Hello, Dawson.
Yes.
And he probably brought his dog, whose name is Gus or something
I can't
like that.
see.
I can't tell.
An answer. He's nodding yes. I'm going to say
All
yes.
right. Okay. We're going to have a Gus cam? Okay. Well, let's begin. We got some text check-ins. Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. Glad you guys are back. Trav the Trash Man checking in. How about that metal band Gojira that opened at the Olympics? And their severed satanic head. Zane of Bountiful checking in. Deadpool was awesome. I wonder if Bill Frost saw it. See, this Zane, our hype man. He probably didn't because he's the TV critic, Zane.
Yeah.
Also, who's doing sports? Amy Donaldson will be here to do sports. Let's see. Let's go to... Is it Dawson?
Hello?
I don't know who this is.
Hello?
Who is this?
Dawson.
Dawson.
It's Taylor Dawson, but we can go with Dawson.
Okay,
That's
Taylor.
fine.
All right.
Hi, Taylor.
Okay.
What's up?
Good morning, everyone. How are you all?
Just great. Where are you calling us from, Taylor?
Well, as fate would have it, I'm on my way to work this morning in Salt Lake, but I do live in Hiram, and I drive to Logan frequently, and I think a better slogan for Nibley's town motto would be forgettable.
Hi, we're Nibley, and we're forgettable.
That would be appropriate. Yeah,
Well-
I think that'd be fine. Now, Hiram's not, anything to scream and shout about either, but we do have at least a reservoir, so that's
No,
going for us.
I got it figured out for Nibley. Here it is. Here it is for Nibley. Because I'm betting that the folks in Nibley don't want incursion. They don't want people moving in. They like their small town. So how about this? Nibley, just keep on moving.
Keep.
Keep on moving.
Nothing to see.
Yeah.
Keep on
Nothing
moving.
to see here. Keep on moving. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Have
you're
a great day, y'all.
Hiram has a dam. You're right. That's one thing to recommend it. All right.
thank
See
you.
you later, Taylor.
All right, let's see. HVAC helper Scott of Orem. Let's see. Morning, Pittsburgh listener Mauricio Paez checking in. We all know that everything Radio from Hell does is satanic, just as everything in the Olympic opening ceremony is satanic. All of it is satanic. Let's all panic.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
All right. Lane checking in from Morgan. Saw Deadpool opening night. You're correct. That song is very prominent in the movie. Perfectly placed. Johnny B checking in, listening while on my way to Murray. I don't mind Murray. That's their slogan.
That's a good slogan for. That's a good.
I don't mind Murray. All right. Let's go to Alex. Hello, Alex.
Alex, where are you calling
Hello,
from?
Kerry.
Hey.
This is Alex from Ogden. Good morning.
Hi.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey, I wanted to let you guys know that with playing the song Like a Prayer, if that's I'm going to give Gina some Catholic guilt that it's even a sin to listen to that song.
Yeah, they said that.
I remember the church came out and said that.
Just
It is a sin to even think about listening to that song.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, the Catholic Church
they were
was
very
they were very unhappy with it. And
Oh,
look what
yes,
it
they
did.
were.
Look what it did to the Catholic Church.
Yep.
It brought it down.
Brought it completely down. Yep.
Yeah, well, it made me just kind of say, I'm done with it.
That song?
All right. Thanks,
No.
Alex.
The outcry.
the whole Catholic guilt thing
I see.
forever.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
Alex.
So
Thanks,
much you can
Alex.
take as a kid.
Yeah,
See ya.
thank you. See ya.
My uncle, Jerry Cahill, used to be spokesperson for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He was the guy who'd get on the news and make a statement when the church wanted to make a statement.
The communications director.
Communications director. And I asked him when Monty Python's Life of Brian was in theaters. And that was a big controversy. And I said, Uncle Jerry, is the church going to say anything about that? Catholics are pretty upset. Everybody is pretty upset about it. And he goes, oh, no, we're not touching that one.
That's just too much.
I remember that. He goes, oh, no, we're not going near that. Meshach of Erda checking in. The gold medal goes to Radio from Hell. Ron the Carpenter playing Olympic ping pong.
Ooh.
Ian the Uber driver. Does you being back mean your air conditioning is working?
No.
It's not, but it's cool in here. Our little space coolers have been given a chance to work, and they're working this morning. We'll see what happens the rest of the week.
Well, they've had, 5 days to play catch-up?
Yeah, exactly.
So-
That's how long it took, and they finally did. Tristan of the Most West of Jordan's checking in. Looking forward to Nick's coverage of the squared circle.
Oh, well, I gotta round up some of that then.
All right. Woodworker Willie back at it. Tree of Maine. Chef Roy downtown. Metal Shop Mark. Linda.
Not Linda.
Yeah, Linda. After 11 years of being a stay-at-home mom, I start my new job as a medical assistant today.
Oh, way to go.
Yes. Blaine of Ogden checking in. Heading to Reno for the week.
For the week?
Sketchy. Yeah, for the
It's
week.
the biggest little town in Nevada.
I know.
Or is it the world?
It's
I
the
guess
biggest little city in the world.
in the world.
Or
Yeah.
in America. Anyway.
I think it's the world.
Keep Nibley sketchy, says Sketchy Blake. 2 Tabby Curtis found a rescue, so now 3 Tabby Curtis in Sugar House. Brody checking in, wanting me to say...
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
All right, traffic.
Traffic. There is a lot of construction going on in the valley, enough so that I'm not even going to begin to mention it. I know Foothill is particularly bad at the moment, but speaking of crashes, I am seeing one northbound I-15 just as you hit about, what is that, near State Street, the Wingco. There's a big old crash causing some slowage over there. That is all I am seeing at the moment, though. So if there's anything else that you're seeing, let me know about it. 33986 is the text line where you can share your traffic information. That's all brought to you by business owners. Do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart are your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song with Big Boy News and Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. All on the way. Stand by.
Don't miss a single moment of the radio.
Now, let me take you down memory lane.
Okay.
Just a few years back, the internet brought us a wonderful thing. I love cat videos, and this was one of my favorites.
That's a cat. It's really a cat.
It's really a cat.
house cat.
A house cat who appeared to be speaking
Yeah.
and saying, Old Long Johnson.
Yeah.
Or we projected it onto the poor kitty cat. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people remember that.
Very well.
And 4 different people sent me this morning because this is the latest.
Another one, huh?
Well, this is a combo.
Different cat?
This is a combo platter. This is a different cat.
Okay.
And it's a guy who is a musician who calls himself the Kiffness, Kiff, the Kiffness.
Okay.
So he's taken some talking cat samples and turned it into a song.
All right.
So I don't know if you're ready for this or not, but here we go.
Sure.
Oh, it sounds like Pearl Jam.
It does, doesn't it? Now what he's captioned it. So the cat is saying, hold on to my fur, I like it, when the dogs are barking. Did you hear that? Okay. So then he's taken his synthesizer and he started doing some samples, you know.
Kitty go purr when you hold on to his fur. Everything a blur. In a fast lane to the moon.
Huh?
Doggy go bark when you're cruising in the dark. Teeth so sharp, trying to bite him like a shark. No, we ain't coming down soon.
So there you go.
You could hear Eddie Vedder doing that. Hold on to my fur, I do, the dogs are barking.
And then he's got a dog that it's growling at him, and he's manipulating the jaw to add a little background sound effects.
A doggy don't like it when a cat like me is going through life successfully. So they make a big bark as I fly through the sky. Hold on to my fur, boy, don't you cry. Cause we're gonna make it now, break through the clouds. No more doggy barking, where are they now? It's easy to hear them when you're on the ground. But when you're up on the moon, you don't hear a sound. You don't hear a sound.
Do you get the dog growl there?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I know you may not think of this much of the song right now,
No, I
but
don't.
I guarantee you, 4 hours from now, in your head.
When the dogs are barking. When the dogs are barking.
Hey,
I promise you, if this goes viral, you know, like Interscope Records will sign this guy like that.
I get a hold of the Kiffness for Interscope Records. There you go.
I've never experienced a cat in real life sounding like that.
Really?
No, never. I mean, I can't imagine that, you know. I have a cat now that has a distinctive meow and does it all the damn time, but not like it's talking.
Well, we got a new kitten about a year ago, and then within our household, so we have a kitty, an old lady kitty that's like 15, and it took her a minute to decide that she didn't hate the kitten because, you know, kittens are just little buttholes. And my wife had this video of the kitty and the baby kitty and the old kitty together, and the old kitty finally was like, all right, fine, I'll lick you and be nice. And so she's licking him, but growling at the same time. So she's being all sweet, licking the kitty, just kind of going, That's the closest to a talking kitty cat.
Yeah, that's the closest I've come to. Nothing sustained like these ones on YouTube. But you know,
And I like the chattering cat. When you
Oh yeah.
I've had cats that do it, when they're looking at birds.
Right,
usually,
a bird or a bug.
through the window.
Or a laser pointer.
That's a cat.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
That's a cat from the deep south.
It is a southern cat.
Yeah, it's a deep from the deep south.
It is a southern cat.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Remember there was a South Park episode where they had the old Long
this.
Johnson kitty cat.
People are asking for a link. No. I'll just tell you, if you just go to YouTube and look for Hold On to My Fur Talking Cat Song, it'll come up.
Yeah. Or any Pearl Jam song.
Or
it's the same.
Any Pearl Jam is good. Kitty Vetter. Nine. Time now for Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Now, right after that, we're going to jump right into Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's our Dead Celebrity game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
Tickets to see Hollywood U2 perform underneath the Echo structure at the aquarium.
It's the Claw.
Yeah.
And it's a U2 tribute band.
The original U2 band.
I know they are very excited about this.
Dumped onto us.
Yes. All right, so that'll be after the Big Boy News. 877-602-9696. You get tickets to the show, and I think tickets to the aquarium, right?
Correct.
So there you go. That'll be worth it. 877-602-9696. Just play Frank Christ Presents. Right after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
X96 welcomes Bush with Candlebox this July 31st, the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Tune in weekdays with Artie Fufkin from 10 until 2 and Todd Newcomb from 2 until 6 to win tickets.
Well, I have an Olympic story here to begin the news that I saw over the weekend, which I thought was quite unusual. Getting to the Olympics, the greatest sporting event in the world, they say, often takes years of training and major sacrifices. Sacrifices of academics, social life, maybe postponement of your career goals. And then there's a guy named Matthew Dawson. He's an Australian field hockey player who chose to amputate the top joint of his right ring finger rather than miss the Olympics in Paris.
Oh?
Yep. Mr. Dawson was on Australia's Olympic team in Rio and in Tokyo, where the team won silver. He seriously injured the ring tip, or the fingertip of his ring finger, I believe it was, 2 weeks ago during a practice match in Australia. On the morning of July 11th, another player's hockey stick accidentally hit his finger, leaving it bleeding and partly detached. The first thought was, oh, well, okay, that's it. The Olympic dream is over. I won't be able to make it. He consulted a plastic surgeon that same morning, who, after examining the X-ray, offered the option, well, if we amputate your finger just below the top knuckle, then it'll heal quickly enough for you to participate in the Olympics.
Ouch!
Rather than sew it back on and, restore the finger. So we just cut it off. And he said, oh, okay.
Okay, then.
Okay, then. Let's do it.
Cool.
So he had his finger amputated so he could play field hockey in the Olympics.
I love that. Good for him.
Now, let's see. I'm trying to see. His team is, they haven't played yet. The Kookaburras. They're playing on Saturday, their first match in Paris against Argentina. So go Kookaburras. And a young woman from Utah won a silver medal in the Olympics already. Mountain biking.
Oh, good.
Her name is Haley Batten from Park City. She won silver in the cross-country mountain bike event.
And didn't her, from a story I read, her wheel came off mid-race?
Oh, yeah, it says
still
here
won silver.
It says here she broke her rear wheel during the first half of Sunday's race, which was run on Elancourt Hill, just 45 miles west of Paris. Let's see, after 7 laps over 30 kilometers, she battled back after her misfortune and crossed the line in second place. So you can replace the wheel. You can have they have a crew, I think, which will run out and help you and replace the wheel. So, which takes time off, but she still managed to get silver. The Unified Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying the suspect in a hit-and-run that ultimately claimed the life of the victim. The Unified Police Department says around 6 a.m. Saturday, a driver hit a cat. This was on 3051 South, 2300 East in Mill Creek. The cat was Mike Fitzgerald's cat, Tess, who was killed. Now, Unified Police said the driver got out of their vehicle to help the cat when they were hit by what police believe was a silver truck or an SUV seen in surveillance footage. So when they hit this cat, they stopped. You can hear a little bit of silence, and you can hear a door shut, and then a vehicle drive away at a high rate of speed. Anytime you hit someone, it's important to stay on the scene and explain to us what happened, said Sergeant Amy Race with the Unified Police Department. Unfortunately, we have someone in the hospital that can't give answers to the family about what happened. And now that young woman, who's now been identified as 23-year-old Lindsay Van Orman, has died from her injuries in the hospital. Police are still searching for the suspect. A white truck, black SUV also went by the area near the time of the incident and may have been a witness to it. Police say it's shocking to see the number of cars that continued speeding by even as the victim's car was in the middle of the road with its flashers on.
Really?
I mean, it's odd. I mean, come on, just slow down. But they didn't even slow down. So she gets out to help this cat and gets hit by a car and gave her life for that. Wildfires across the western United States and Canada put millions of people under air quality alerts on Sunday as thousands of firefighters battled flames, including the largest wildfire in California this year. The so-called Park Fire had scorched an area greater than the size of Los Angeles as of Sunday, darkening the sky with smoke and contributing to poor air quality to a large part of the northwestern United States and western Canada. The blaze spans more than 550 square miles of inland northern California. Firefighters were helped by cooler temperatures and more humidity on Saturday. They made some progress, increasing containment from 0 to 12%. The fire has drawn comparisons to the 2018 Camp Fire that tore through the nearby community of Paradise, killing 85 people and torching 11,000 homes. And there are several fires burning. There are so many fires burning in Utah right now. They're just too numerous to mention.
Yeah.
Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign has raised $200 million since she emerged as it says here likely. She is the Democratic presidential nominee.
She has all the votes she needs, right?
Yeah. That's a lot of money to haul in her race against Donald Trump. The campaign, which announced the latest fundraising total on Sunday, said the bulk of the donations, 66%, come from first-time contributions in the 2024 election cycle and were made after President Biden announced his exit from the race and endorsed Harris. I think the Republicans, I think Donald Trump is really worried about this. He's really worried about her and her ability to ignite younger people, to get younger people excited about voting, and women voters in particular, and voters of color. He tries to attack her on many fronts. Trump attacked her for not going to see Benjamin Netanyahu speak. You know, as she did, she hates Jews. She hates Jews. That's why she's married to a Jew.
To one, yeah.
She's married to a man who's Jewish.
She doesn't like Benjamin Netanyahu, because he's not a good person.
Here's that story that you ought to be aware of, Nick. It's about young onset dementia. I mean, when we think of dementia, we often picture elderly individuals struggling with memory loss and confusion. Now I'm not in the studio. Is he focusing on this at all?
He's
Or is
kind
he
of
just-
staring off to the side. He's
Look at Nick.
Yeah.
Nick.
Huh?
Nick. Nick.
Is that
listen.
God?
Nick, listen carefully. An eye-opening study from Finland has uncovered a troubling trend. Young onset dementia affecting people under the age of 65 may be far more prevalent than previously believed. The research was published in the journal Neurology and paints a sobering picture of the condition's impact on younger adults. So just use your fish oil, Nick. Get
I'll
your
keep
fish
an
oil.
eye out. I'll keep an eye out on that, Bob.
Okay. It's Bill, Nick. Bill.
What?
Uh-huh. Okay. Deadpool did exceptionally well. Marvel is back on top, it says here, with Deadpool and Wolverine. The comic book movie made a staggering $205 million in its first weekend in North American theaters, according to studio estimates. It shattered the opening record for R-rated films, previously held by the first Deadpool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Notched a spot in the top 10 openings of all time, including international showings, where it's racked up an additional $233.3 million from 52 markets.
This is the 10th time that Hugh Jackman has played Wolverine.
Wow.
The 10th time.
Have you seen it yet?
Not yet. I'm going to go this week.
Nice.
Deadpool and Wolverine played less like an earlier X-Men or Deadpool movie, it says here, and more like an Avengers movie. In the top domestic opening weekends ever, Deadpool and Wolverine is seated in 8th place between the Avengers and Black Panther. And I guess everybody who's seen it, it's just what it needs to be, apparently.
Apparently.
And let's see, one more story. Oh, from the Otter Desk.
Oh, yes, the Otter
Got a
Desk.
story from the Otter Desk. Killer otter in Florida. An otter was removed from a lake in Orlando, Florida, after it killed 2 Australian black swans and a duck,
Wow.
according to a report. The city employees became aware of a river otter in Lake Eola on July 15th. River otters are native to Florida. The same day, staff members found, the 2 swans dead, as well as the duck. They needed somebody to come and catch the otter in humane fashion and make sure that it was relocated in a humane way, said Angel Cortez, who was called to capture the otter. The otter was transported and released. They're letting him off pretty easy. Killer otter. Letting him off, releasing him somewhere else. He's going to kill again. I'm telling you, this otter will kill again.
Recidivist otter?
Yep, he'll kill again. He was released into the South Econolockahatchee River. I love saying that. Econolockahatchee.
Otters are rising.
Yep.
I love the fact that we're going to be taken over by something so cute. Oh, they're adorable.
They crack things on their belly.
They do. And hold hands when they sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
They float. They float when they sleep, and they hold hands so they don't float away.
There's too many animals I wish were pets that I could never have.
You'd like a raccoon, wouldn't you?
I legitimately would. Oh, I want like a gator too. Like, have you seen tiny gators?
Well, they get bigger, you know.
Well,
you flush them down the toilet before they get too big.
I'd like a platypus.
Platypus would be cool.
All right, that's it.
Can we turn the rest of the show into animals that we just want?
Sure. We got sports with Amy Donaldson coming up at 7, so you can handle, if you would please, weather and traffic.
I got you. Today we will experience a high of 98 with nothing but clear skies. That's going to continue basically until tomorrow and through Wednesday, but once we get to the second half of the week, we are going to hit the triple digits yet again. Looking at traffic, let's see if those incidents I was talking about earlier are still causing any issues. Yes, 21st South, northbound I-15. That crash is still causing some slowage over there. I'm also seeing near Capitol Hill, there is a wreck that is causing some slowage as you're going into the city. And Foothill has an incident just past the construction as you're going up to the U. Those 3 spots are what I'm seeing at the moment, but if there's anything else I'm missing out on, you can always tell me about it via our text messages. 33986 as the text line where you can safely share your traffic information.
Frank Christ has joined Nick and Carrie in the studio.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hi, Frank.
How are you feeling?
Breezy now.
Me?
All of you.
Well, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Oh, good.
I'm fine. Frank is here to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank is the reaper of celebrity souls. He goes when a celebrity dies. He goes to the site and scoops up their soul somehow, puts it in his sidecar, the sidecar of his electric scooter, and takes them to
the distribution center,
whatever that is.
It's a center. It's an area where I drop off their essence, and they are sent to where they're supposed to go, which is it's hell. It's usually hell. 99% of the time, it's hell.
Yeah, but you love our precious celebrities.
I do. I love them so. Don't you love our precious celebrities?
Of course,
I do. Of course, I
We
do.
all
Everything
want-
they say and do is right.
And we all want to be just like them.
I'd love to be just like a celebrity. Frank joins us to play the game Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of 4 celebrities. And on this list, well, Frank has taken one of these people. The other 3?
They're fine.
They're just fine. And it is the contestant's job to figure out who the dead celebrity is. And if the contestant is successful, they will win what, Nick?
Tickets to see Hollywood U2, a tribute band, perform at the aquarium underneath the Echo structure. You're also going to get some aquarium passes while you're at it as well.
All right. And who do we have here?
Pam is on the phone.
Pam, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Nice.
Yes.
She didn't sound too sure.
Yeah, it was a little. Are you feeling all right, really, Pam?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we can only take your word for that, you know. All right, Pam. This is going to be a difficult one, but if you identify the dead celebrity on this list, you will win that prize. You go to the aquarium, see the band, and play under the claw, and you can go into the aquarium as well. So Frank has given me a list of Heisman Trophy winners. Do you know what the Heisman Trophy is, Pam?
It's football, right?
Yeah, college football. The Heisman Memorial Trophy awarded annually to the most outstanding college football player. The award is given usually in early November, right before the major bowl games. So these are all Heisman Trophy winners. One of them has passed on. You tell me which one it is. Number 1, Les Horvath. He won the Ohio State University's first Heisman Trophy ever. He is one of 2 Heisman winners who later went on to become dentists. I don't know why that's significant, but it is. Number 1, Les Horvath. Number 2, Roger the Dodger Starbuck, also known as Captain Comeback. He was the second Naval Academy player in 4 years to win the Heisman Trophy. Number 2, Roger Starbuck. Number 3, Herschel Walker. He was the second Georgia Bulldog to win the trophy, the Heisman Trophy. He's also kind of a turd. And number 3, that's Herschel Walker. And number 4, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, or Money Manziel. At Texas A&M, he became the first freshman to win the trophy, and then he drank his career away. Number 4, Johnny Manziel. All right, which one of them, Pam, is no longer with us?
I was going to say 3, but you said he is kind of a turd, so I'm going to go for 2.
I'm sorry, I should have said he was kind of a turd. You're right. No, Roger Starbuck is still alive.
He's just fine.
He's 80 something or another, but he's still alive. I'll give you another chance though. So listen carefully. Is it Les Horvath or one of the others?
Les Horvath.
Yeah, it's Les Horvath. He died in 1995 at the age of 74. So we always give people a second chance, Pam, and you get to go to the aquarium. Okay, is that a good deal?
That sounds awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hang on the line, and somebody will tell you what you need to do next.
Well, I've got 4 celebrities that I need to check on today, and they're all 71 years old.
Who are they?
Ken Burns, the documentary guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Patty Scalfa.
From Bruce Springsteen.
Mrs. Bruce Springsteen. Tim Gunn.
Fashion.
Yes. And Geddy Lee.
Geddy Lee?
From Rush.
I thought.
No, it was the drummer that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Geddy is fine. He's just fine.
I bet he is.
I'm going to go and check on him.
Okay.
Yeah, he is today's Tom Sawyer after all. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Bye, Frank. traffic. These issues I was talking about earlier is still causing some slowage out there. There is the wreck near 21st South, northbound I-15. There is the wreck on Foothill as you go up to the U. There is the wreck coming southbound I-15 near the Capitol that is really causing some slowage. And as somebody just texted in near, where was it? In Ogden, near 12th South and Wall Avenue, there is an issue at that intersection as well. Thank you for texting that in. If you want to join in on doing my job for me, you can always text in your traffic reports to 33986.
We got 1 minute here.
About, yeah.
I have a question that maybe somebody can answer for me. As I was driving up to Logan, or being driven up to Logan, you go through Brigham City, and I noticed that there's a big I still on the mountain. That was for Intermountain.
A letter I, not
letter I.
Okay.
Thank you, Carrie. For pointing. Yes, the big letter I for the Intermountain Indian School.
Okay.
The Intermountain Indian School has not been there for 25 years or more. Why did they keep that eyesore? The pun. Yeah, excuse the pun. Why is that eye still there? That should not. I just think they should cover that up or do something with it.
Yeah.
Anybody know? Let me know.
Even Amy Donaldson does not know. And I would. Yeah, you're on.
I don't think they should cover it up. I think
Why?
they should because they raised the building. I think that was the largest boarding school in the country.
And it was a horrible
It operated
place.
until the early 80s, and you should actually educate people about what happened there. Don't destroy things. Learn from other countries. Build something there that educates people like they did in Delta with the internment camps.
I see what you're
have
saying.
a museum,
So
have some information.
You'll Google it.
Remind people that this happened, or they'll just pretend it never did.
And you'll learn. Okay, there you go.
That's my suggestion.
All right. KXRK Provo. We will take a break. We will be back with Amy Donaldson in sports after these advanced window products.
Yes, Advanced Window Products. Listen, it's a local company. They've been around for 37 years.
37 years, yeah.
And they do a great job. If you need windows, this is the way. It's a great way to upgrade your house too.
There's so many reasons why they are just the best. I mean, they build it, they install it. They can do custom windows, local company, and also the high-efficiency replacement windows, because we got a lot of the heat happening right now, and they've got this special kind of glass that will help keep the UV out.
Yeah, and also shades. You can put window shades on, too. They have great shades that help block the sun as well. Now, call them and get an estimate. For 10 windows or more, right now through the July 31st, I think it is, you can save $2,500 off 10 windows or more. So do it right away. Call Advanced Windows. The number is 801-850-9100, 850-9100. Make sure you tell them X96 sent you. I just had a really interesting email exchange yesterday. I got this email from, it says, Bill, I won't make it to our lunch meeting at noon. I apologize. I am headed to the dentist for an emergency appointment as a cracked tooth. I hope to send the cell number. I'll give you a call. We'll reschedule. Regards, Scott Howell. That's State Senator Scott Howell.
Okay.
What? I didn't make any lunch appointment with Scott Howell. So then I started looking at the email, and I realized he's sending this email to Bill Krim, who's with the United Way, I think. Bill Krim. And for some reason, he's got Bill Krim's email address, and then he's got Bill Krim again, and it's got my email address.
All the bills.
Yeah, for some reason.
Maybe, do you know what happened?
Well,
his calendar said lunch with Bill, but he didn't specify, so he just sent it to all the bills.
No, so I sent him a response. I said, your email startled me. What? I made a lunch date with Senator Scott Howell? When did I do that? What were we going to talk about? Where do we meet? Am I going crazy? As I look at the email, I realize you sent that you have a lunch date with Bill Krim, not Bill Allred. Somehow you attached Krim to my email address. I certainly wouldn't mind having lunch with you one day, and I'll buy. I think it's unnecessary to have, or unseemly to have a taxpayer buy lunch for a politician, not to mention a radio host. It just doesn't look good, does it? Let me know if I can buy you some hot dog meat sometime. Best, Bill, not Krim, Allred. He got right back to me. I apologize for the miscommunication. I would always enjoy having lunch with you, and more importantly, I eagerly anticipate any opportunity to assist with X96. I'm uncertain how the miscommunication occurred, but I'm pleased it reached you. Keep up the fantastic work. I'm looking forward to our future discussions. I think I'm gonna make a lunch day with him to have hot dog meat.
Sure.
Somewhere.
To all the bills I've lunched before. Traffic, please.
Crash southbound US 89 at 6295 South. The center lane closed, causing some big delays on Highway 89. It's looking like on the UDOT cameras. Let's see. Is that the only issue we're having right now? Could possibly be. So things are looking good unless you're trying to head up to Ogden on Highway 89. If you see something, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
Let's see if we can figure out some way to have Senator Scott Howell assist X96. I look forward to the opportunity
He could come and
to assist with X96.
Get alphabetize the vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, good idea.
Payson says he likes sports.
Payson?
Payson.
They like sports in Payson.
Mm-hmm.
Go Lions.
Is that the...
That's the high school.
Yeah.
Did they tear that school down yet?
They were I think they were building a new one.
They're building the new one?
But I don't know if it's...
They're tearing down Payson, where my dad went, and they're tearing down Spanish Fork, where I went.
Yeah.
Trying to erase all memory of you.
Exactly.
No, it's now that everybody has to recruit students, they want to have a better-looking campus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sports brought to you by?
Brought to you by Nightingale College provides the opportunity for an ideal work-life balance from the comfort of your home with 100% online nursing classes and no waiting lists. Become a Nightingale nurse. Apply for their upcoming spring semester at nightingale.edu.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Here she is, Amy Donaldson herself. She is, of course, for us, a sports reporter and has done a lot of sports reporting in her life. Also, she has done a lot of crime reporting. And she's a podcaster.
Yep.
Your podcast, The Letter, second season is available, right?
It is indeed. Yeah. Okay. Working on a sports podcast now. So.
A sports podcast. Mm-hmm. When would that be out, do you think?
Well, hoping end of September, beginning of October. But, yeah, I think we're meeting on that this week. So we'll see.
Okay. All right.
All right. The Olympics. And not only are they coming back to Utah, but they, Park City, born and raised, Haley Batten wins silver in the Olympic mountain biking competition. She finished ninth in Tokyo. She had a rough start in her race this weekend, Had a flat tire in the middle of the race. Like she was gaining, and then she got a flat tire. It was, mountain biking terrifies me in every level. Watching them go over rocks and cliffs, and she actually got a concussion on this course, and it caused her to miss the World Championships. So, I mean, she's a pretty resilient young woman, and it was awesome to see her. She was just seconds ahead of the third place rider.
Is it like it wasn't described very well in the article I read? Is it like bike racing where you can have sort of a crew come and help you fix your tire and get back into the race? Is that...
Yeah, I mean, I guess car racing would be similar. You can have help with that, but it depends on where you are on the loop too. I think it's like a 2.7 mile, I don't know, maybe mile loop, but the race is like, I think her time was like 1 hour and 28 minutes. Like it's a long time.
Yeah.
If you've mountain biked,
yeah,
it's like it's like you'd have to ride 2 or 3 times longer on a road bike to get that same, fatigue, I think. So, yeah, but she's our first local medalist, although we do have some others. I wanted to point out that Team USA women have won 9 of the 12 medals won by Team USA.
Excellent.
In Paris so far. I expect this trend to continue. Women will win more medals overall than the men in the USA. I don't know about other countries. I'm not keeping track. And then of the 3 gold medals the U.S. has, 2 of those have been won by women. One of them is fencing. This Lee Kiefer, she won 2nd consecutive gold medal in foil fencing, which I don't understand at all. But there's also the first black fencer in Olympic history, Lauren Scruggs. She is from Queens, New York, 21 years old, but she's a Harvard student. She took up fencing there and was just hoping to make a team, and now she is an Olympic silver medalist.
Wow.
Pretty fantastic, and she's trying to bring the sport to a lot of new people. So
speaking of fencing, I read a story about fencing that's the exact opposite of that kind of triumph. There's this young woman who wanted to fence for Rwanda, and she dreamed of doing this, of representing Rwanda in fencing. She trained and trained and trained. I think she missed the Olympics last time, but she gets to the Olympics the very first day, 30 seconds, she's gone. She's done.
Wow.
All of that training, all of those years, all of that, and 30 seconds in, and that's it. That's her Olympic experience, the very first day.
Well,
really, but I guess it was still kind of cool. That
yeah,
she got
I mean,
to do
you
it.
bring up one of my favorite stories I ever did was an Olympic speed skater who tried for 12 years to make an Olympic team, never made it.
Never made it.
And so you wonder, like, is it disappointing? Like for us, it would be like, oh, that sucks. That's a terrible ending. But for them, it's the whole process, the whole 12 years of living this dream, right? And I'm sure there's a lot more to the Olympic experience. Even though lots of people are saying it's just about sports, it's a cultural experience. Yeah. It's much, much bigger than just sport.
Yeah, now she has all the time to party she wants.
There you go. She can go to all the other, and I think they get some passes to certain sports. Sure. Yeah, they can. But yeah,
they get more than that at the Olympic Village, from what I've heard.
Well, it depends on what team you're talking about. So let's see. Overall, so the U.S. has 12 medals, and so they have the most overall of any country, but the most gold medals, Japan and Australia are tied with 4 gold medals each. USA men's basketball team, they are defending their gold medal. They win their first game against Serbia, 110-84. Kevin Durant leads the way with 23 points. LeBron James, playing in his first Olympics since London in 2012, he had 21 points, 8 rebounds, and is literally like just taking Paris by storm. Everyone wants a picture with LeBron. Yeah. South Sudan, we talked about them making the Olympics for the first time. They upset Puerto Rico.
Really?
So they not only made their first Olympics, they now have their first Olympic win. So, yeah, they almost beat the U.S. in the qualifying, but everyone was like, see, the U.S. wasn't trying. But now everyone's thinking, maybe they actually are better than we thought. U.S. women's soccer team, they beat Germany 4-1 in pool play. There's a big controversy. You probably read about this, Bill. The Canadian spying incident.
They were like using drones or something?
So last Monday, the 22nd, New Zealand women's soccer team reports seeing a drone over their practice. Find out that it's registered to an assistant on the Canadian team. I believe 3 coaches and maybe a couple staff members have now been sent back home Canada's already like banned them for a year from any kind of international sport. But the Olympic Committee is doing an investigation. They penalized the Canadian team 6 points, which means it's going to be really hard. These are the defending Olympic champions.
Wow.
And they might not make it out of pool play because of the penalty their coaches received for cheating.
That's so dumb.
Super, super sad. Yeah. I mean, they don't need to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So, anyway, U.S. women's soccer. Oh, I already said that. Oh, sad water polo story. So, everyone's watching water polo now because of Flava Flav.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Big supporter, yeah.
I'm down with the rappers from my childhood being Olympic soft and fuzzy dudes.
It's seeing him in the rafters cheering
I
him on.
literally can't handle it. I think it's just so cute.
Snoop Dogg is our peace ambassador.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. So, but U.S. water polo captain Maggie Steffens, her sister-in-law died a couple of days before the games began on her way to Paris to cheer her on. So, yeah, super sad. But they're going for a 4th gold medal, the water polo team, and a ton of fun to watch if you want. Also, my new favorite Olympian, let's see if I can find where I kept this information, but is Iona Mayer. She's a rugby player, rugby sevens.
Okay.
She's a TikTok star. She has over 1 million because of her 2021 TikToks in the Olympics. But her whole goal is to get people to watch women's rugby.
Yeah.
She's the baddest on the planet. I'm not even lying.
Really?
She stiff arms like a running back. She's so cool.
Awesome.
But my favorite thing about her, she's taken to TikTok because the U.S. media put this video out of her like stiff arming a bunch of people to the ground and then scoring. And she, someone put on the comments, well, that woman clearly has a BMI of about 30%. And so she actually took to TikTok and said, actually, my BMI is 29.4. So you're right. I have a BMI of 30. I have cellulite everywhere. But she is like owning her body and saying and talking about it and giving women everywhere hope that they could just stiff arm the critics.
What's her name one more time?
Iona Mayer.
Iona Mayer.
Yeah.
Look for her.
Maher. And yeah, definitely look for her and watch some Olympics. Oh, and the Utah Royals, they win 3-1. Their first 3-goal victory. Yeah. So definitely. And they play Wednesday.
Excellent. Thank you, Amy Donaldson.
Is that it? Okay, thank you.
I'm being played off. So.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, I wanted to tell you that
Yes.
Edward K. Brass is on the leaderboard of the hot cycling calorie burners. I believe he's like number 36 or something. I'll be in trouble because he's probably moved up the leaderboard. But yeah, he's in Boise. Must mention that he is climbing the ranks, and yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Good.
He's hot cycling up there now?
Not in Boise. He's doing a trial, but yeah.
Oh.
I'm not even on the leaderboard. I've been doing it a month longer, and I'm not even on the leaderboard.
All right. Thank you. 80 on sports. All right. Traffic, please, Nick.
Of course. Hitting the refresh page, making sure I'm on the up and up. Crash northbound I-15 near 21st South, still causing some slowage. There's a crash on Foothill, also causing some slowage in conjunction with the construction going on up there. Crash southbound I-15 as you're nearing Capitol Hill is causing a whole bunch of issues over there. And if the text line is correct, that's crash near 12th South and Wall Avenue up in Ogden was between a garbage truck and a bicyclist. A fatal issue over there. That is your traffic for now, but you can always let me know what else is going on out there. 33986 is the text line where you can share that.
All right.
Boner of the day coming up.
Yes.
Here are the candidates you'll be voting for. Number 1, the Olympic movement will force Utah to have a profane opening ceremony. That's just the way the Olympics works. Boner candidate number 2, another bit of proof that Senator Mike Lee is a boob.
Yep.
And boner candidate number 3, tree killers on North Temple.
All right, Boner of the Day, Big Boy News, all coming up after some quick messages and a song. Stand by for that. UtahAdvocates.com.
Now, I believe the end of July is when this apple tree program is done. So, so please help the advocates and help the kids at the road home with back-to-school supplies.
Just got a few more days.
Yeah, the best way to do this right now, this is the 20th anniversary, by the way, of the apple tree. is just go to Venmo. You can just Venmo money, and they will buy school supplies, backpacks, pencils, all the stuff that kids need back to school. I think it's clothing as well.
Mhm.
So you can just send $20 via Venmo at Advocates Donations. At Advocates Donations is what that Venmo is.
And that way they can take care of it for you. I mean, if
Yeah.
you have time, go down to one of their offices and take an apple off of the apple tree, and it'll say on the back of the apple, what this kid needs, and they'll tell you, backpack or whatever it is.
And
But,
remember,
yeah.
if you've been injured in an accident, you want the Advocates. 801-355-5550 is their number, or you can go to utahadvocates.com.
X96 wants to send you to see.
So I'm in
New York City.
I'm in New York City with my sons.
No, you're here.
Festus and Mohammed. Well, this weekend.
Oh.
And the Saint Mary Claire, my mother, and Daddy Gary, and Aunt Nan, and we were on Fifth Avenue. Is where we were at the Warwick Hotel, which is a beautiful old hotel.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah,
I forget why I went there. But...
Cary Grant lived there for 10 years, apparently.
Oh, that's why I went to visit
Yeah.
Carrie.
And also on Fifth Avenue is Trump Tower. So I had to go check that out.
Why?
I don't know, because it was there.
Yeah.
Disappointed there weren't protests and things going on. It was just
business as usual?
Just sitting there, Trump Tower.
Was there a for sale sign on it?
That's one of the things I wanted to see. Is if,
Oh, they're x96.com/live.
Yeah. And I promised Dr. White, our friend Dr. White, I wouldn't flip off the. He said, be nice.
Why are you standing on one foot?
I don't know. I'm like, ta-da. I don't know. It's a ta-da pose.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
And if you would like to see what Festus said to make me smile while he took the picture, you'll have to go to my Twitter feed. It wasn't cheese.
It was grab him by the party.
Because it wasn't really.
Yeah. And he yelled it. Here, Mom.
Good for him.
When do we change the name of that tower today to
It could be today.
Tisch Tower?
As soon as today, they
I'm
could.
afraid he's going to get bailed out.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I mean, because this big digital media firm is buying Truth Social.
But that's going to be 6 months for the process to go.
And he needs the money today.
He needs it today.
$454 million, and his attorneys are saying he can't do
His
it.
attorneys are saying he doesn't have it, and he's on Truth Social saying, I do have it.
Yeah.
Speaking of crimes.
Yes.
So my mother, my sainted mother, we're at lunch, and she's telling my son Muhammad, not the prophet, my son, about how she used to like to, when she came to New York, go to Canal Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you guys know what Canal Street is.
Well, I seem to remember there are a lot of vendors there on the street.
It's where you can buy like knockoff,
yeah, the fake Rolexes.
fake Rolexes and Louis Vuitton purses.
That John
and-
Lennon shirt that I have, I think I bought that there on Canal Street.
But them selling those is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom's telling Muhammad, well, you go down there and you have to make eye contact with people, and they'll tell you what they're selling, and then you have to follow them down an alley, and there's always a lookout looking for the cops while you're buying. My mother's telling him this.
I don't think that's true.
No, it's absolutely true, because Muhammad eyes are getting wider and wider as she's telling him the story. He's like, I want to do that. And I said, well, I don't want to do that, which is when it's very handy to have an older brother that you turn to and say, Festus, will you take your little brother to buy some
I remember buying stuff on Canal Street, and it was pretty out in the open.
No, this is like...
They tried it when they were going to sell me a fake Rolex.
So they go down to Canal Street, and he said it's exactly as the Sainted Mary Claire described. They're kind of sketchy people standing around, and they'll just say, watches?
Yeah.
Watches?
Yeah.
And you come up and say, I'm interested in a watch.
Yeah.
And they say, what kind are you interested in? And Muhammad said, a Rolex. And the woman said, follow me.
And sure enough.
Took him into an alley, and she said, now you have to wait here while I go get my husband. And Festus and Muhammad waited in the alley, and he said about 10 minutes later, this man comes around the corner, and the wife stands at the end of the alley and is looking back and forth while he brings
So
the
this
cart.
was probably a stolen Rolex.
Or
a fake one.
They're fake ones.
They're fake.
Okay.
But it must be, they must have cracked.
They look really good.
They must have cracked down at some point and like, you can't sell fake Rolex. So, and the guy had like a shopping list, like pick the one you want. And Muhammad's like, oh, I want that one. And he pulls it out.
Did he get a fake Rolex?
He got a fake Rolex.
Did he? Like $20 or something?
He didn't realize you can
bargain.
Yeah. $90.
Oh, that's
yeah, no,
and he comes back to the hotel, and he puts it on the table. He takes it out of the package and puts it on the table. As he sets it on the table, it falls apart.
Of course, you're kidding.
The links fall off. I'm like, how much did you spend on that?
Yeah, you need to.
$90.
Was it now? Just the bracelet fell off.
So Daddy Gary, who can fix anything, he said, "I got a watch repair kit. I bet I can put that back together."
I knew some. I was with somebody who, and we didn't have to go through all that rigmarole when I did this, but he got this fake Rolex, and it looked really good. And I think he paid about $25 or $30 for it.
He probably Muhammad didn't know that you could. Mary Claire forgot to tell him. Now, don't take the first price they offer. You got to talk them down. She didn't tell him that.
But now the watch is now
in
fine?
pieces.
Oh,
No.
it's still in pieces?
Well, Daddy Gary said at home back in Salt Lake, I have a watch repair kit.
I'd like to see it.
I'll bring it in after he fixes it.
Be careful with it.
Yeah, it's very, very precious.
Well, I mean, you can look at it this way. Now he has a story with the watch.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So when people say, oh, a Rolex, you go, it's fake. Let me tell you a story.
Yeah. And I'm glad.
You know how you can tell it's a fake usually is that a Rolex, the second hand is not a sweep second hand. That's because it ticks because it's a mechanical watch rather than a battery powered watch. It's a watch you have to wind.
Now, Muhammad is all about the adventures.
Well, that'll serve him well.
And so,
so whose son is he really? Because he can't possibly be yours.
Or my husband.
I'm not going down there.
I mean, thank God Festus was there, and Festus was game for whatever.
Looking at this watch, what is a Nolex? What is that?
So that was that day. Now, another day, we went to the Museum of Modern Art.
MoMA.
And it was raining, so all of New York was at the museum because it was raining so hard you couldn't be outside. And while we were there, Muhammad was walking around and enjoying the art a little bit, but mostly he wanted to go get
the cafe.
He wanted to get his girlfriend a present.
Oh.
And her favorite store, he looked it up. He's like, I found her favorite store. Can I go there and get it? And I said, where is it? And he said, well, it's on Fifth Avenue. And I said, Fifth Avenue and what? He's like, 14th Street. We're on 50-something.
Oh, that's a ways, yeah.
Way.
But I'm
thinking,
thinking,
take the train, I suppose.
But I'm thinking it's a straight shot.
Isn't that officially the Village?
Maybe. And he said, can I go by myself? I should probably pause this story and finish it then.
Yeah, we are out of time.
Okay, so
Did he make it back to Utah?
we will continue this story
coming up. We'll dedicate that one to the opening ceremonies. How about that?
Sure.
Pet Shop Boys. 7:26 right now, and it is time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these three candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be boner of the day for today, July 29, 2024. We'll give you two candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all three, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a boner T-shirt, of course.
Nice.
Of course.
All right, here's boner candidate number one. You know, the Olympic movement will force Utah to have a profane opening ceremony. That's just the way the Olympics works. There's so many things in this story that are just bizarre.
Yeah.
Paris. Thomas Jolly, the artistic director of Friday's opening ceremony for the 2024 Olympics, said Saturday he does not understand the uproar over one of the event's tableaus. Early on in the nearly 4-hour event, cameras focused on a not-so-subtle parody of Leonardo da Vinci painting The Last Supper. Set atop a barge floating down the river Seine, it featured 10 avant-garde performers, several of which were in drag, arranged behind a long table. At the center sat a woman wearing a silver headdress resembling a halo, her hands forming a heart in front of her chest. After a few moments to solidify the image, several of the performers break into a choreographed dance routine. Quote, "We imagined the ceremony to show our values and our principles. We promised a magnificent ceremony, spectacular, but also strong messages," said Paris President Tony Estanguet on Saturday. The idea was really to trigger a reflection. We wanted to have a message as strong as possible. International criticism of the portrayal came swiftly. In Utah, some wondered on social media, now this is the part that really gets to me, some wondered on social media if we would see the same thing at the opening ceremony for the 2034 Olympics, which were awarded to Utah earlier this week. Quote, "Are these the concessions we are going to have to make here in Utah?"
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
It's just like they're going to force us to do this. So far, I've seen a mockery of the Last Supper with transgender theatrics, the dancing and parading of radical gender ideology. Spencer Cox was in Paris, that's the governor, of course, to help Utah's bid committee for the 2034 Winter Games. After Salt Lake City won the bid, the group planned to go on several observation tours as well as take in some of the competitions and events, including the open ceremony. An estimated 300,000 people viewed the unique river-centric ceremony. Noting the length of the program, Cox said he initially did not see the scene, the scene in question, the Last Supper tableau. After watching it on video replay, though, he called it, quote, "a blatant mockery of a sacred event that my faith cherishes. I can't wait," he said, "for the opening ceremonies in 2034 to showcase Utah values and our commitment to building family and community."
Well, you do know that the Olympics is a national and worldwide event, not just Utah. You'd probably want to have American values.
No, I think probably, though, we need some tableaus of, missionaries visiting people.
Sure.
See what Spencer Cox, he didn't have to say any of that.
No.
He all he had to say was, well, that's certainly interesting, isn't it? And move on.
And where was all this outrage for the other parodies of The Last Supper that have happened throughout pop culture with Sopranos and House and Simpsons?
Battlestar Galactica. But it wasn't necessarily a parody of The Last Supper. It was Dionysus. It was Bacchanal.
It started out looking
Greeks.
like The Last Supper and then morphed into something else.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to say anything. He could have just said, "Well, that's certainly interesting. It's not anything we'd probably do in Utah, but
no,
it's just
the fake outrage was just everywhere.
What bugs me,
and it was just so that we could be outraged.
The funniest one to me was Elon Musk saying that it was offensive to Christians, and meanwhile his profile picture is him wearing Baphomet armor.
Yeah,
of the devil.
Satanic armor. Yeah.
I really did love the director, though. After hearing all of this, he said, "Well, we have the right to love who we want. We have the right to not to be worshipers.
Yeah.
We have a lot of rights in France, and that's what I wanted to convey. These are values that are important to us. So, quite frankly, I'm not sure what you're talking about."
The people who are complaining don't believe that you have a right to not be a worshiper.
Yeah.
They think that you should be a worshiper.
There's boner candidate number one. The Olympic movement is going to force Utah to have a profane opening ceremony. That's just the way the Olympics works. Here's boner candidate number 2, another bit of proof that Senator Mike Lee is a boob.
Mm-hmm.
Senator Mike Lee of Utah gave his heartfelt regards to former President Jimmy Carter on Tuesday after he shared on social media a fake letter that claimed that Jimmy Carter had died. Former President Jimmy Carter has died. My thoughts and prayers are with his family, the senator wrote in a quickly deleted post with a picture of the letter attached. Many far-right internet personalities, including former Republican congressional candidate Laura Loomer, also shared the false claims that Carter had died. The letter was relatively convincing up until the second paragraph, which reads, President Carter served as President of the United States from 77 to 81. During his administration, Carter championed human rights around the world, achieved significant foreign policy accomplishments, including selling the United States out to Panama, the Camp David Accords, a now failing treaty of peace between Egypt and Israel, getting soft on the Soviet Union, failing to rescue several hostages from Iran, and establishing U.S. diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China. It goes on to say, despite all these successes as president, all his life, President Carter considered his marriage to former First Lady Rosalind Carter his life's greatest achievement. At her passing last November, Carter said, quote, Rosalind was a baddie. Jill, Melania, even throat goat Nancy Reagan had nothing on Rosalind.
Yep.
She was the original brat.
Yep.
She gave me wise guidance and encouragement when I needed it. As long as Rosalind was in the world, I always knew somebody loved and supported me.
Yep.
So not only is Jimmy Carter not dead, he is in hospice, but not dead, and he would never say anything like that.
And it's just, again, it's just Mike Lee taking these fake news sources and putting them out there as though they're real.
Another bit of proof.
Not
that
vetting anything. You know?
He's a boob.
If you want the most up-to-date journalism on how Jimmy Carter is doing, Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric on Twitter.
Really?
Every day for the last year and a half since Jimmy Carter was hospitalized has been given nightly status updates of Jimmy Carter, which so far have just said no update.
That's boner candidate number 2.
Right.
Another bit of proof that Mike Lee is a boob. Coming up in a moment, tree killers on North Temple.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by.
Do you live or work in a building with an elevator that just doesn't seem to cooperate and just loves to inconvenience you on a regular basis? Do your property or building managers a favor and tell them to call Metro Elevator, Utah's preferred vertical transportation experts. 801-946-7003. That's 801-946-7003. Ben
Affleck has bought a new $20 million house in Los Angeles. The 5-bedroom home closed escrow earlier this week, according to TMZ. Earlier in July, Affleck, who is 51, and his wife Jennifer Lopez put their Beverly Hills home up for sale for $68 million amid ongoing strain in their marriage. The pair bought the property for $60 million, almost $61 million, in May of 2023. Affleck's rep has not commented on the report. Ben and Jennifer, their marriage problems aren't over. They're not over her fame, apparently. There are deeper issues, rather. Celebrity realtor Josh Flagg, who is not associated with either home, told People magazine earlier this month that Affleck and Lopez, publicly listing their Beverly Hills home for relatively close to what they paid for it, that's a sign that they really want to move on the property. The $1 million listing, Los Angeles Star added, with that said, I'm going to take a guess that they're not going to walk out of this making money. They're going to break even or take a small loss. And this also suggests that they probably are thinking the same thing about their marriage. They'll either break even or take a small loss. Well, I'm pulling for the kids.
Yeah, everybody is.
And I'd like to be. I just couldn't be imagined to have this kind of money. I read this about Justin Timberlake the other day. I was drinking this water that our host had in her cabin. It's Bai, B-A-I.
Yeah, I've heard.
And
of
I thought, what is this? Where did this come from? who started all of this, and it's been bought up by, I think, Dr. Pepper or something. But at one point, Justin Timberlake really liked it, and he invested in it, and he was made chief flavor officer. How do you get? I'd like to be the chief flavor officer of something. Let's see. Here's a Salt Lake Tribune editorial. It's about the head of the National Guard here in Utah, Major General Michael Turley. Governing and law enforcement would be a lot simpler, it says here in the Tribune, if investigators would just ask accused people if they were guilty, and when they said they aren't, close the case. That's roughly what Governor Spencer Cox appears to have done twice when his administration received complaints about the then head of the Utah National Guard, General Turley. The governor's office and his human resources people received multiple complaints from within the Guard that Turley was mishandling cases of sexual harassment and inappropriate relationships between officers and lower-ranking personnel, that he had made violent threats against Guard members as well. The governor's response? Asked General Turley if anything was wrong, and urged him to reach out to Guard staff and Corps for their feedback. And that was that. In 2021, and then again it happened in 2022. Finally, the Pentagon stepped in. The Department of the Army Inspector General launched its own investigation, which in 2023 found the charges to be credible and reasoned that Turley might have been excessively lenient with others because he was also accused of an inappropriate relationship with a subordinate. General Turley then immediately retired. He's denied all of the accusations against him. Now, the Tribune goes on to say, we know this only because the indefatigable journalists of the Salt Lake Tribune pushed for months for the information through the Utah Government Records Management Act, and they got them. The governor's team argues that the allegations against the general were mostly anonymous, not leaving much to investigate. That may be, but that didn't stop the Army from doing the job that Governor Cox should have done by not allowing the accused to lead the investigation into his own conduct. It's another example, says the Tribune, of the Utah way.
Yes, thank you.
See a problem, do nothing, and wait for the federal government to step in and clean up the mess.
Fun for everyone.
All right. Weather, traffic.
Weather, let's see here. I always want to make sure that you're getting the most up-to-date information on my portion of things, and I keep talking while I wait for the page. There it is. Today, high of 98 degrees. Nothing but sunshine going on today and tomorrow. 95 tomorrow. That will continue through Wednesday. Thursday is when it hits 99 degrees. Then 100 on Friday. 101 on Saturday. We're basically getting the same weather but hotter as we continue into the future. Taking a peek at traffic, though, there are plenty of issues going on out there. Northbound I-15 near 21st South, there is a wreck. On Foothill, there is a wreck and construction. Southbound I-15, this has become the big one. Crash near Capitol Hill that everybody texting in seems to be stuck in. There is also that, I still have it unconfirmed if it's a fatal incident, but a garbage truck hit a bicyclist up in Ogden on 12th South and Wall Avenue. That is still being sorted out as well. If there's anything I'm missing, let me know about it. 33986 is the text line. And no, saying you're running slow on your random road is not actual traffic information.
No.
But thank you.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Tree killers on North Temple. In late May, Fair Park resident Michelle Watts saw a stretch of large honey locust trees in her neighborhood seem to look sickly. I had noticed that a bunch of trees along the Utah State Fairgrounds on the North Temple side look pretty mangled, said Watts, who's also part of the Fair Park Community Council. This just looks really grim. She quickly flagged the ailing trees on Salt Lake City's mobile app to make sure someone would go and check on them. In an email exchange with City Forester Tony Glio, soon thereafter, she learned that a Parks Division maintenance worker had mistakenly applied an herbicide. That's inappropriate for use on many trees and shrubs.
Oh, no.
An internal investigation of the accident found that approximately 200 trees.
Wow.
And dozens of shrubs were affected and already dead or in severe decline, according to records obtained by the Salt Lake Tribune. The mistake has heightened neighbor concerns about air quality and heat on the west side of Utah's capital, and it comes on the heels of Mayor Aaron Mendenhall making tree planting in this part of the town a priority.
That's right.
Apparently, an employee was attempting to control weeds growing around the base of the trees, but mistakenly selected an herbicide that's normally used to kill unwanted trees and shrubs.
Not good.
200.
Wow.
200 trees and shrubs dying alongside the State Fair Park there. Tree killers on North Temple. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. The Olympic movement is going to force Utah to have a profane opening ceremony. I mean, everybody knows that's just the way the Olympics works.
It is.
This outrage over this tableau at this Last Supper tableau that morphs into a bacchanalia. Just ridiculous. Just fake outrage. Boner candidate number 2, another proof that Senator Mike Lee's a boob, sending out a tweet giving his heartfelt regards because former President Carter had died. Well, he hasn't died. And if he'd read further on, he might have figured it out, because there's a lot of stuff in that news release that flags it as false.
Clearly.
Yeah. And then Boner candidate number 3, tree killers on North Temple.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, July 29, 2024. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message of the text is that single digit. Text it to 33986. Computer counts it. It's easy. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner of the Day, July 29, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. You've got 3.5 minutes is all to get your vote in, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day. Larson HVAC and Plumbing.
You know, Larson is Sean Larson and his family, friends of the program for many years now, and I feel really great that they decided to come and advertise with us. Larson HVAC and Plumbing, Carrie uses them, I do, Gina does.
I need to talk to him about possibly flushing my water heater. I think it's time to do that.
They can take care of that kind of stuff, certainly. And faucets, they also, they do plumbing as well as the HVAC, the HVAC. So they have a special offer right now for X96 listeners. For just $196, you can get a brand new Moen kitchen faucet, have it installed. That's well over a $300 value, but it's just $196 for friends of the program. And this faucet has a lifetime warranty. It's really stylish, single handle, all of that kind of thing. So call today, 801-930-5450. 801-930-5450, and mention X96, or you can get a promo code at larsonhvac.com/X96.
Listen to.
I take notes and then forget them.
You take notes?
Okay, here we go. So when Bill Frost comes in and recommends TV shows, I try to check some of them out, and I thought I would watch The Big Brunch, hosted by Dan Levy. It's a it's a cooking competition where it's horrible.
Really?
What's wrong with it?
It's just awful. The people on it are awful. The way it's set up is awful. He's just not a really great host. Now I just watched one, and maybe it settles in and gets a little better. Okay. But
I think you just hate brunch. That's what I think. You are a brunchist.
A brunchist.
You really shouldn't say things like that without having seen it.
When was the last time you went to brunch?
I don't brunch very often.
This is my point.
But Dan Levy seems to believe that brunch is it Levy?
It's
Eugene it's Levy. Yeah. Dan Levy seems to believe that brunch can solve all your problems.
Well,
I don't disagree with him.
It's really.
I think you're brunching wrong.
Why don't you do me a favor and watch the show? It has nothing to do with me and my relationship to brunch.
I think it might have everything to do with your relationship
It does not.
with brunch.
I don't have anything against brunch.
As a matter
I'm
of fact,
not a brunchist.
He's writing a book called In Defense of Brunch. He's working. I saw him working on that.
I've got a hunch that brunch is just fine. No, I don't have anything against brunch. I'll go to a brunch. It's not something that I
bet
do
you'd
often.
complain about a brunch.
Don't try me.
What?
I'll go to a brunch.
What do you mean I complain about
I
a
bet
brunch?
it would not meet your your needs. The brunch.
What? What are you talking about? If it was a brunch of nothing but liver, yes, that would not be good.
Who would do that though?
Nobody.
Like because there's brunch buffets, but then there's just a brunch where you order off the menu.
Yeah, I don't think that's brunch.
Ordering off the menu doesn't count as brunch.
I don't
it
think
has
so.
to be a buffet.
Really? I think kind of.
No,
Yeah.
I disagree.
I think it has to be a buffet.
Some of the more wonderful brunches I've had were off the menu.
No, but you don't, because when you go to a brunch, you want to be able to,
You go to the omelet
graze.
station.
Yeah, go to the omelet station. And usually they'll have a roast beef.
When I go to brunch, I don't want to get up from my table. I want everything brought to me as though I am the king.
No. So we have our own theories about brunch, but nevertheless, the show The Big Brunch sucks.
That's what we're.
It really does.
Okay. Well, now I have to watch it. And see.
I'm not a brunchist. The judges are terrible. It's just not good.
What are they judging? The food?
Yeah, now what we want you to do here is we want you to make an egg dish that represents your personality and your goals in life. What? That's
okay. Scrambled's out.
Really? I mean, everything is every dish that they do is kind of geared that way.
Well, you're poached, Bill. Clearly,
we want you to make an egg dish that that tells us about your past. What?
Historical eggs?
I mean, that's what it's like, and it's terrible. It's a terrible show. I like brunch just fine.
Now, if I were a good morning radio DJ, I'd be writing a parody song right now, done to the tune of "King of Pain" by the Police, "King of Brunch."
King of Brunch.
Because I am the king of brunch.
Yes.
There's a pitcher of mimosas on the table today.
The same old.
Yeah.
I would. Well, I'm not a very good morning DJ.
No. Well, you need time to do these things.
No. All right.
It's 7:50 right now. Bill Frost will be along to tell us what's on TV this week here in a bit. But first, let's a Wired Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you in part by macaroni and cheese.
Ooh, fancy. And brought to you by Gracie's, open daily for lunch and dinner, now serving brunch every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until 3 p.m. And live entertainment nightly on the patio. Gracie's is located at the corner of 3rd South and West Temple. It must be 21 years or older to enter.
Well, let's see. I got results from both Katie and from Dawson. But I think Katie's came in a little later than Dawson, so we'll go with hers. The winner, boy, there's good voting for all three of those candidates. Yeah. I mean, number 3 got 60 votes. Number 2 got 94 votes. That's Mike Lee, being the boob he is. Mm-hmm. But everybody seemed to gravitate toward the Olympic, the fake outrage about the Olympic tableau and all of that. 111 votes was the final tally. Boner candidate number 1 is the winner.
That's your Boner of the Day for today, July 29, 2024. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
I got this from Gina, I think, and you probably saw it. It's an old news item from the Deseret News about call radio that her dad worked at to broadcast live from England for Olympics. Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
I didn't read it. I did see the article, but I didn't.
It's okay. So it's fascinating to go through this chronology of radio history here. This article was from, when was it? Well, I don't know when it was originally published, but you'll get a general idea.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Barberi, Call 910, Utah's veteran morning personality, will be doing his show live from Birmingham, England. It's the site of the announcement of the 1998 Winter Olympics bid. He'll be there Friday, June 14th, and Saturday, June 15th. Barberi's show will be at the usual time, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Friday, but it will include a British slant full of English interviews and features. Knowing Barberi, he'll probably try to call Princess Di.
Ho, ho.
And he'll probably get through.
Ho, ho, ho.
June 15th, the time of Barberi's broadcast is not specific, depending on the time of the announcement. So this is when they're going to announce the Winter Games that we ended up getting.
Mm-hmm.
Barberi will likely be at his finest and funniest Friday. When he invades the United Kingdom, he'll likely be in a much more serious mood Saturday when the Olympics bid is on the line. Though, note, Barberi will celebrate 20 years at Call Radio next month.
As of 1991.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Now, as we know, Tom is no longer with us.
Mm-hmm.
Says here there are almost a dozen other Wasatch Front radio stations that will cover the Utah Winter Olympics. Okay. Now it gets sort of specific and interesting here. KLVV, alias the Q99.
Q99
has a new morning personality, Monty Zoma.
Huh?
He's on the air from 6 to 10 Wednesdays and started late last month. Monty Zoma, like Montezuma?
Yeah.
I don't recall that.
I don't recall him.
Originally from Arizona, Monty Zoma recently worked for several radio stations in Connecticut. He uses an upbeat style of radio. KTKK, Saturday, we're doing Utah Outdoors Show. Okay. The new show. KUER, the 6th annual Red Butte Gardens concert series begins.
Mm-hmm.
KSFI, the station's annual Zula Mula Day, in conjunction with Creama Weber.
I'm having a stroke hearing some of these words.
Kiss a Pig. It gets worse.
Okay.
Kiss a Pig finalists. Six DJs are finalists Saturday, June 8th, in the annual Kiss a Pig contest held in conjunction with the Utah Diabetes Roundup Pro Rodeo at the Salt Lake County Fairgrounds. Here are the contestants. Okay. Tom Barberi.
What?
Tom Bach of KMGR.
Yeah.
These are all Kiss a Pig winners. Tim Hughes of KSL.
Tib.
Country Joe. John Greenwell. Kim Hall and Phil Pond, all with KSOP, are among the 15 finalists for the contest. It goes KBZN, The Breeze. Dave Gruzian will be the featured performer Sunday until midnight on the Jazz Tracks program. The station's New Age Contemporary program. Here we go. KJQN.
Finally.
92.7, 95.5, 104.9, and AM 1490.
Yep.
The station unveiled Maurice, a new litter collecting trailer, at the steps of the Utah State Capitol building on Friday.
Did you guys speak English back in the day? What is this?
KJQ, well, no, Maurice made perfect sense. KJQ constructed the flatbed trailer in an effort to help spread UDOT's anti-litter message, Don't Waste Utah. Maurice is equipped with 6 trash bins and will be towed to remote locations and this summer for special cleanup projects along the Wasatch Front. Maurice will be towed behind Bessie, KJQ's custom-painted truck that resembles a Holstein cow.
See, that's
so we
why
had
it would
Bessie.
be Maurice. See.
So then we had Maurice.
As opposed to what, Maurice?
Maurice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bessie's offspring.
It was a stretch.
Yeah.
That's not that much of a stretch. Jesus Christ, Nick, are you dim-witted or what?
No, I wasn't born yet. I have no context.
I don't. Anyway, Bessie is the station's mascot. Those interested in scheduling out. And then it goes on to talk about KSL doing a whole bunch of other stuff. And Dane Craig and Kurt Casey will broadcast live from some events. They were with KCPX at the time.
That was before Dane Craig was the morning show killer.
Now listen.
The killer, huh?
Yeah, he got in charge of radio stations and then killed their morning shows.
Ah,
That's what he would do.
see.
Yeah.
So now I go through all of that. All of those names. There's still only one of them around on air. I think. That's
Well,
Tim Hughes.
Tib.
Isn't that it?
That's it. I wasn't paying attention for that angle.
That's it. It goes through all of that stuff and all of those names, and guess who's the only people left? Tim Hughes and Carrie and Bill and Gina.
Last ones to die.
Well,
There's a new billboard.
Yeah, last ones
Oh,
to
I
die.
saw it.
Yeah.
Actually, my wife saw it when we were driving back from Logan.
Oh, is it up?
Yeah.
I saw it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You look mad, Bill.
Well, we're not supposed to be smiling
I'm
because
supposed to look stern.
it's a old timey pioneer.
Uh-huh.
And it
Allegedly.
says,
Yeah.
"This is the place, right?"
And it's all for you.
There you go.
All of that stuff.
Last ones to die.
No, it was essentially they were all doing stuff, and we had a garbage truck. That was, that's what I got out of it.
Well, but Carrie, what was more relative? What did the audience? What I'm trying to say is, we managed to relate to the audience with that garbage truck more than kissing a pig.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We would have said at the time, we're not doing that. That's stupid.
Bring back the pig kiss. Traffic. I've been hearing that bed play for a minute. Lots of that going on. Crash northbound I-15 near 21st South. Crash on Foothill with the construction going on there. Crash southbound I-15 near Capitol Hill. And a crash before that crash in North Salt Lake. There is slowage on Legacy Parkway. They are cleaning up the crash in Ogden on 12th South and Wall Avenue. Lots going on out there, but if you have more, 33986 is the number, I suppose.
All right, KXRK Provo. We'll take a break. We'll be back after these. Bill Frost is here to tell us what's on TV this week. Stand by. Advanced Window Products.
So if you order 10 windows or more from Advanced Windows, what is it, $2,500?
$2,500, but you have to do it before the 31st of July. That's just a couple of days.
Now these are custom-made windows, local company, 37 years of working here in Utah, and they're terrific people. High-efficiency replacement windows and doors, very high-quality stuff. Advanced Windows, go down into their showroom. Just look them up or you can go look them up online, advancedwindows.com. I think you'll be impressed with the products that they have, and save $2,500 on an order of 10 windows or more. These are windows that block the, I don't want to say it's the UV rays,
UV,
right?
Yeah,
that heat your house up. So it helps keep your house cool. You can even get financing available and also some savings through Dominion Energy. So call Advanced Windows now, 801-850-9100, 850-9100. Make sure you tell them X96 sent you.
Did you know you could stream radio from hell? people were showing me in the chat room, they were showing me that some Roombas have cameras on them. Speaking of Canada
Mine
number
does.
one.
Mine does.
And there's pictures of people, you know, the Roombas in the bathroom, and people are sitting on the toilet.
My son is convinced
Really?
that the Roomba is mapping our house so that it can be taken over by the government.
Why would the government want to take over your
I
house?
have no idea.
What does the government want with your house?
Nothing.
We'll finally get that bill, Allred.
I love that argument about why I need guns. It's to protect me from the government. They have drones.
They have the atomic bomb.
They will always win.
They will win.
They have fighter jets.
Yeah. All right.
A well-regulated militia.
Well,
That's
it's
what
not,
we need.
it's not regulated enough.
No.
Yeah, see, now they're sending me the pictures of people sitting on the toilet from the
I don't want to
Roomba
see
now.
that.
Really?
Hang on. Yeah, it's right there.
How is the Roomba getting in the bathroom if you close the door when you're going? Why?
They can be very insistent. Yeah. The Roomba can
Darn
be
right
very
rude, actually.
Very
Close the
insistent.
door.
I don't know if this is true.
Yeah, see, here's the mapping of the Roomba. You know, I mean, you know, your kid's not wrong. I mean, because that information goes somewhere.
They do map my house.
But I don't think the government cares.
No.
It maps your house so it knows, oh, there's a stair over there. I can't go over there. And
Or I can send it to a certain area of the house, which I think is really cool. I can say, that area of the house needs a little extra attention, Roomba. Go get it.
Okay.
And it does.
You got it, Mr. B.
I wish it would talk.
It should talk.
That's
Someday.
That's the next iteration, I'm
Yes,
sure.
it will.
Oh, actually, it does talk now that I think about
What does it say?
It says things like, Roomba needs charging. Yeah.
Oh, so it's very limited. in
Yeah,
what
I
it
mean,
says.
Roomba needs charging, or Roomba is stuck. Roomba is stuck.
it speaks about itself in the third person.
Yes.
Well,
It'd be creepier if it said, "Hey, I'm stuck
Hey, I'm
over
over
here."
here.
I am stuck.
Hey, Bill.
I am stuck.
Now see, we should customize it.
Yeah.
So that it can say, "Hey, Bill, you need to charge me."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Roomba. That's okay, Bill. Just come and get me. I can't move until I'm charged.
I have no soul.
Well, neither do I, Roomba.
Bob out in Syracuse says he likes TV.
Well, that's a bold statement.
Yeah. Out in Syracuse.
Syracuse. You spell Syracuse for me? I keep forgetting.
Syracuse.
All right. Thank you. Is this a sponsored feature?
Of course. CableTV.com is the place for expert reviews, recommendations, and resources for discovering the best cable, satellite streaming, and internet services near you. Maximize your entertainment with CableTV.com today.
Thank you.
Well, here he is. Sellout, Bill Frost. Bill is a fine writer. Writes for City Weekly, column on TV, mostly media. What's your column about currently, Bill?
There's a new one coming out to honor the death of Shannon Doherty. I've rounded up some movies you've never heard of that she did.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
some very deep-cut Shannon Doherty movies.
Deep cut Doherty.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think there was any other kind, was there?
Oh, there were, she had some...
Do some mainstream stuff?
Yeah, Charmed. Everyone knows Charmed.
Charmed.
Beverly
yeah,
Hills
that's true.
90210.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mallrats, yes.
Also, Bill is a podcaster. It's the TV Tan podcast, not broadcast. The TV Tan podcast. And he's in a band called Magda Vega Sellouts.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And you can find all of that where?
At billfrost.tv.
All right.
Okay.
And I want to mention TV Tan has an event. We're actually bothered to leave the basement and make a live appearance. We're taping episode number 500 on Sunday. at 6 p.m. at the Black Sheep Bar and Grill in Foothill Village.
Good for
Congratulations.
you. I've been there.
All right.
Yeah. So drop in and say hi.
All right.
You can see all the excitement that is a podcast recording.
It's so exciting.
It really is.
Today, right now, Futurama Season 12.
Yay.
It's on Hulu. They're dropping episodes once a week. Through
they are?
Through September, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't watched it for a while. Is it as good as it's always been?
I don't think it's ever really... I've never been disappointed in Futurama.
The only time that I was disappointed in it was when they were doing those longer movie-length episodes.
Yeah, which could be broken up into episodes. So, yeah.
Because it's, 25 minutes is perfect for that show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Small doses.
Yeah, they've since, I think this is on Hulu. I actually wrote something about this. That they've since broken up those movies into episodes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So that's today, right now. Tomorrow, also on Hulu, this is Gina would know this if she were here. A Utah-based true crime documentary, "Betrayal: A Father's Secret." It's about the Jason Litton case. About he had a whole lot of pictures of underage girls, and his wife and kids were dismayed. And apparently, this is recently within the last 5 years. This
Oh,
case.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's a father's betrayal. Also on Tuesday, if you've been wanting to see A Quiet Place, Day One at Home, it's on video on demand.
Oh, okay.
And Lupita Nyong'o is the star of this. There's no Emily Blunt. This is a prequel. This is
no
like
John Krasinski. No.
Yes, this is like Ground Zero, the day it happened.
This is in New York.
Yes. On Thursday, Carrie, Batman, Caped Crusader.
I'm hearing really good things about
This is on Prime Video. This was made for Max, and they said, no, we don't need this. So sold it to Prime Video.
My friend Derek Hunter knows people who have been working on this show, and they're very excited for people to see it.
At first, I was like, do I need another Batman? Then I read, it's like, oh, this is set in the 1940s.
Yeah.
When Batman first came on the scene, and Gotham Police, like, who the hell's this guy?
Cool.
Because most Batman stories, he's a known quantity. But this is like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
So it looks really cool, too.
And this on what
on
again?
Prime Video.
Prime Video, okay.
And all 10 episodes will be available.
They're dropping them all at once.
Yes.
Oh, good.
On August 1st, on Thursday.
What are you telling me? He's a man who thinks he's a bat, or
Yeah.
he's a man who is a bat?
And if you need a sort of a breezy cop procedural in your life, this has been out for a couple of years, but there's a new season coming next week. The Majorca Files drops on Prime Video on Thursday. It's a straight-laced British female cop who goes to the Spanish Isle of Majorca. She's kind of, you need to cool out. We're going to send you where there's nothing going on.
But then there's something
But
going on.
there's always something going on.
Yep.
And so she's the uptight cop, and pairs her up with the loose cannon cop, the chill bro.
Yep.
How will that play out?
Oh, we don't know. But mostly it's for the scenery.
Yeah, it's
just
beautiful.
Beautiful scenery, yeah. Also on Thursday on Netflix, Unstable Season 2, Rob Lowe and his son working together.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How's that working out for him?
Doing well. Rob Lowe just likes to work with his sons. He did a paranormal show several years ago where they would just go hunting. His two sons, they'd go out on the road hunting ghosts and UFOs and Bigfoots and whatever.
Cool.
Got 2 whole seasons out of that.
Expert Rob Lowe.
Yeah, so he plays the CEO of a biotech company, and he's kind of losing his mind because his wife has recently died. So his son comes on board to kind of keep him on track, and wackiness ensues.
And it's played by his real son.
Yes,
right?
John Owen Lowe.
They have the same eyes. I'm looking at him right now.
They have the same pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Friday. And here's another big movie coming at you on Hulu, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yay!
It's the 4th installment of the most recent year's reboots. Okay. And it's set 300 years in the future from the most previous Planet of the Apes movie. And it's the beginning of yet another trilogy. The CGI is
It's
great.
amazing, yeah. And it's a fun little movie.
Yeah.
It sets up a great place for it to go.
Yeah. Mankind has reverted back to being nonverbal cavemen. We're starting from the beginning. And on Saturday, Don't Shoot the Messenger. I know some people will want to know about this. Joe Rogan has a new stand-up special.
Where's my gun?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, on Netflix. It's live too. On Saturday, it's called "Burn the Boats," and it's coming to you live from the Majestic Theater in San Antonio. And I might watch this just to see. I don't know that I've seen a lot of Joe Rogan stand-up. As I watch, is there anything there?
I don't know. I've seen enough to know that he ain't great.
Okay.
We're all monkeys on a spaceship, man.
I've tried the podcast, can't do it.
He's terrible.
Nope.
Yeah. And Sunday, House of the Dragon, season 2, finally.
Oh.
It's over already.
I'm hearing good things about this season.
I'm liking it. Usually it feels like homework when I'm watching
Yeah.
it, but I'm quite enjoying this season.
I haven't been watching it. I liked the first season okay, but I didn't have the will to pick up.
Well, now you could just binge it.
Yeah, that's for the new stuff this week, and I would advise you, if you haven't watched Hit Monkey yet,
yes,
do so on Hulu.
I've been having a great time with that one.
Season 2, I think, is better than season 1.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And you know what's a surprise? Time Bandits, the
Yes.
TV series. A show that my wife is interested in, that we can watch together.
How often does that happen?
I know, very rare. But I'm just thrilled that she's just like, what is that on again? And I'm like, they're dropping it week to week. It'd be fun to sit and binge it with you. Also, Sunny on Apple Plus.
Yes,
as well is
that
quite enjoyable.
It's the last episode I watched of that, though. I went, wait a minute, what just happened?
Exactly.
It got real odd.
Exactly.
I mean, it's strange to begin with, but it kind of got confusing odd. You know what I mean? Like
it'll clear up. It'll start to make sense.
Yeah, and a movie. I was kind of making my way through last year's Oscar picks, Oscar winners and nominees. American Fiction on Prime Video. Jeffrey Wright.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's good.
It's like way funnier than I expected it to be.
Yes. Yes, it's good. I enjoyed that.
He plays an author and a professor at college, and he keeps writing novels, and he keeps getting rejected because they're too thinky.
They're too thinky.
So he writes a stereotypical black novel as a joke.
And it's huge.
And it's a massive hit.
We want more.
I watched a really old movie last night, and I'd been meaning to see it again for a long time. I don't think I'd seen it since it came out in the late 60s. Late 60s? Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood. And Morgan Freeman. Maybe the first time I ever saw Morgan Freeman. Oh my God, what a and of course Gene Hackman as Little Bill Daggett. And it's one of the most depressing movies in the world.
It is,
but sure is good.
Yeah.
God.
And your new Ghostbusters dropped on Netflix last week.
Oh.
It's okay. All right. Thank you, Bill Frost.
Yep.
All right, traffic, please. Nick.
Traffic. A few of those issues I was talking about earlier have cleared up, but the big one at the moment is the crash southbound I-15. That is causing a lot of slowage for people trying to get into the city. That is not going to be cleared up for a couple hours, so sorry, Charlie, you got to grit your teeth through it. There's a crash before that on North Salt Lake on southbound I-15. And then, sadly, there was that fatal accident up in Ogden on 12th South and Wall Avenue between a big truck and a bicyclist. That is still being taken care of as well. If there is anything else that I am just not spouting my mouth about, 33986 is the text line where you can share your traffic updates.
All right, thank you very much. Beat Gina coming up after these messages. Well, it's Beat Nick because Gina's not here this week.
You get it right.
It's Beat Nick. And it's always fun to watch the confusion on his face because I kind of write these questions for Gina. So, what is the prize that we have for Beat Gina?
Good one, I think at least. Spoon tickets.
Tickets to see Spoon. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Get in line. Get ready to play Beat Nick with pop culture trivia. 877-602-9696. randlife.com/x96.
That's where you want to go if you've been thinking about buying a home, but you're just worried about the interest rates. You think they're a little bit too high. Rand Life Home Loans, local mortgage lender, finding ways to make home buying a lot more affordable for you. One of the ways they've done this, they've locked in clients with rates as low as 5.25%. That's right, 5.25%. with their 7 and 6 ARM program. With this program, you can lock in that low rate for 7 years. And after that initial 7 years, the rate adjusts like every 6 months or so. But with the proper planning, you can still enjoy the benefits of long-term savings and stability. At Rand Life Home Loans, they care about the program that's best for you. And why don't you discuss it with them on the phone? And I think you'll find them very, very helpful. Go to randlife.com/x96 and see how they can help you dream yourself into a new address. randlife.com/x96.
All right.
So the tyranny of soccer.
Yes.
Is that
I don't know why you parents put up with it.
Well, because my son wants to play soccer.
That's what I mean. Form a different league.
or you could do something else.
He does other things. Lots of other things.
Why don't you tell him to take up whittling?
So his team practices in Riverton. So anytime there's soccer practice, I have to go to Riverton. And soccer practice is an hour and a half long. So it doesn't make sense to come home after you've driven all the way out to Riverton. So I have to find things to do while he's at practice. So I usually have a stack of errands that I'll run these errands.
All right.
And I will find a place that I don't normally go to do these errands in Riverton.
All right.
How do you find a place in Riverton?
You Yelp, this kind of store near me.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say what kind of store this was. It was a store I needed to do some business in.
Is it embarrassing? Is that why you won't tell
I
us?
just don't want to identify the store.
Okay.
In front of the store is a big placard.
All right.
With a picture of the old Utah flag.
Yes.
The blue one with the seal in the middle of it.
Mhm.
And it says, please save our old flag. Here's a QR code you can scan to sign our petition to save the flag. I don't have to walk past that into the store.
Yeah.
I go into the store, and I had my Navy hat on.
Okay.
You're like your son said.
My son, who is in the Navy.
You're a Navy mom.
And that sort of signals things to people.
Yeah.
Assumptions are made.
Yes, that's a perfect way
Did they
to put
leap on you?
And someone behind the counter said, "Who's in the Navy?" And I said, "My son." He said, "Oh, me too. I was in the Navy too."
Yes. Yes.
And so we had a little Navy back, which is great. I
Navy
love it.
talk.
I
Okay.
love it when people do that.
All right.
But he made assumptions.
Yes.
And he said, "Oh, have you signed our petition yet?" I said, "What your petition? What petition?" He said, "Oh, it's horrible news. We have a new flag in the state of Utah that people didn't get a chance to vote on." That's not true.
Yeah.
They had an opportunity to have another petition before, and they didn't get enough signatures, and so you've got to sign our petition. Now I'm there to do business that I need to do.
Yes.
And he brings the petition over in a pen. You gotta.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to sign it
Why?
because I felt like I had to sign it.
Why? I would have just said no. I don't want to sign it. I like the new flag.
I did not. There were other people there.
Were they
who
going to pounce on you?
It was uncomfortable. They were all turning. I felt like there was a reverse, liberal Karen viral video thing that could have happened from this if I decided to engage with them and I kind of like the new flag, and so I wrote a fake name on the petition.
Oh, well, at least you did that.
I wouldn't have signed, and I don't think I maybe would have made a big deal out of it. Or you could have said, "Oh, I already signed that. I don't want to sign it." Or I don't want to sign it.
No, because he said, "Have you heard about our petition?" And I had already said no. So
I see.
I couldn't
yourself up there.
But it was an uncomfortable situation. There were about 4 people in the store who were all turning and looking at me going, "You're going to sign it, right?"
Again, well, what were you afraid would happen? That they would beat you up?
No, it was
That they would say,
when you feel the energy of a place and you're like, "I think the best course of action here is to just
go along to get along."
To get along. And then as I'm leaving, he said, he said, you know, we don't make much money here. Can you put a tip in the tip jar? And he holds it.
Really?
Now that okay.
Now that's now
I would say, give me back that petition and
Yeah.
cross your name off. Really?
The whole thing was so weird and uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't just the people working there. It was the other patrons in the business that were all invested in whether and the government is the flag and the thing and and I can't believe they took our flag away and it's a woke flag that we now have a woke Utah
How is it woke? I don't
That's
know.
That's
what
I
they
sent
say.
Dan McKay when he texted me.
Yeah.
And I've tried to reach out to him again to get his flag people. Dan McKay is a conservative Utah County Republican, but he's the one who brought forth the new flag and really liked it. And I said, Dan, people don't like it because they think it's woke. The woke. It's the anti-woke mob. And I said, Dan, you're anything but woke.
Yeah.
I know, he said.
Somebody said those flag loonies rented a booth at Box Elder County Fair. They were incredibly aggressive. Yeah, maybe I'm not conveying that enough. This wasn't like a casual, you want to sign our petition? It was like, you're going to sign our petition, right?
Well, the one lesson I think you should take from this is don't wear your Navy hat in public.
No, I like wearing it.
Well,
and I like talking to people about the Navy. And this goes back to me, taking back the flag. I don't like people making assumptions about my politics.
You don't like it, but the assumptions they make if you're wearing the Navy hat is that you're not woke.
Based on
and you
my
are.
Navy hat or my American flags that I like to...
I'm sorry, they make assumptions.
I'm trying to go against that.
Just please tell me that the fake name you used was Jill Biden. Please.
No.
What was the fake name you used?
I don't want to say.
Yeah, well, they're going to go... They'll look it up and find you.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, see,
It was Gina Lola Brigida, wasn't it?
The asking for a tip thing, that's really tacky.
Yes.
That's very
What kind of a place was it that you had to tip?
I just don't
You've
feel
already identified them as the store in Riverton that had the big
I bet there
sign
are
out front.
many of those.
Just be ready. Just practice Jill Biden's signature.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't Joe Biden.
That's a federal offense if you signed it as Jill Biden.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Impersonating a first lady.
Put a rainbow flag pin on your Navy hat. Problem solved.
Oh.
There you go.
Good. Somebody's got a good idea there.
Texter's doing the thing. Pumpkins Cherub Rock, because over the weekend, it's an on this day kind of thing. In 1993, Smashing Pumpkins released their second studio album, Siamese Dream, and that was the first track that you heard.
Very nice.
Oh, there you go. Let's see. Beat Gina, brought to you by.
Brought to you by The Stateroom Presents, making live music memories. Don't miss Michael Franti and Spearhead with Citizen Cope and Bombargo, Wednesday, July 31st at Deer Valley. Get tickets now at thestateroompresents.com.
It's time for the moment this audience waits for all morning long. It's a very special moment for some, especially for all of the ladies out there. It's the moment when Beat Gina's fantastic announcer introduces the game. Yes, it's me, Johnny Ola, reminding you, the next time you have to travel, do yourself a favor and fly the friendly skies of United Airlines. And now, flying onto the game show floor, the pilot of Beat Gina, Carrie Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Johnny Ola. United Airlines, huh?
Getting that big airplane bag, huh?
Yeah, all right. Okay, well, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Nick, you'll be playing against Andrew today. Hello, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, Andrew, let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage. You call it heads or tails, please.
Heads.
Heads? All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. It is heads. So that means that Andrew goes first, Nick.
All right, fine.
Now, you're playing for Spoon tickets. They're playing up in Park City, I guess.
Correct. August 11th at the Canyons Village.
Oh,
in
that'll
Park
be
City.
nice. That'll be nice for you. Andrew, if you beat Nick at these pop culture trivia questions, you'll get those tickets. If not, what are you prepared to do in Nick's name?
Yeah.
I was going to give a donation to Cause, which is a non-profit animal rescue.
Yes, Amy Donaldson has a lot to do with that, yes. All right, so there you go.
Cool.
It's pop culture trivia. First question is for you, Andrew. You'll get to answer it exclusively. If you get it right, you get the point. If not, I will allow Nick to answer it correctly, stealing the point away from you, and we'll go back and forth till one of you has 3 points.
Better watch out.
All right. First question is for Andrew. This is all over the place. Terminator trivia. It's our first question. Andrew, here we go. James Cameron chose to make the T-1000 a cop. So this is Terminator 2. Correct. Chose to make the T-1000 a cop as a symbol because... Why? 1, he loved the TV show Chips. 2, because cops terminate more things than just donuts. 3, to show how authority at times can cause police to lose touch with their humanity. Or 4, he thought it was a great bait and switch in the script.
I'm going to go with 3.
3 is correct.
All right.
That's
All right.
correct.
Yes.
As a point for Andrew, and now Nick.
Nick, let's see. Rob Schneider trivia.
Oh, great. Amazing.
Rob Schneider got into a spat with film critic Roger Ebert.
Okay.
Roger said to Schneider, "Your films suck." Despite the conflict, when Ebert fell seriously ill, Schneider sent a large bouquet of flowers with a note saying what? 1, I tried to warn you about those vaccines. 2, your least favorite actor, Rob Schneider. 3, Gene Siskel's my favorite. 4, you have to pay for those.
I'm going to guess the unfunniest answer, number 2, with Rob Schneider.
Correct. Your least favorite actor.
Nice.
Yes. All right, it's tied up. Back to Andrew now.
Andrew, The Truman Show trivia. How did Ed Harris win the role of Christoph in The Truman Show? Is it 1, his elderly voice was so convincing that it made the producer start sobbing, immediately calling her grandfather? Was it 2, the original actor walked off the set? Was it 3, he was able to recite dialogue from all 33 seasons of The Real World? Or 4, he won a funny face-off with Jim Carrey?
I'm going to go with answer number 2.
Yes, the original actor walked off the set.
Well, there you go. It's 2-1. Back to Nick. Chance to tie.
Nick. During the filming of Scream Queens TV series, Jamie Lee Curtis would have something and would squeeze it to stop her from laughing and ruining the takes during funny scenes.
Okay.
What was it? 1, a stress ball. Was it 2, the neck of her assistant? Was it 3, the Electroshake 2000 for asserting your authority in any social situation? Or 4, a thumbtack?
It wouldn't be a trivia question unless there was a twist to it. So I'm going to guess number 4.
Thumbtack.
Nice.
Yep, there
Nice.
we go. It's all tied up. But by virtue of the toss, Andrew has a chance to win the game with this one.
Going deep, Andrew.
Let's do
And
it.
I mean that sincerely. Deep Roy trivia.
He's so enthusiastic.
Deep Roy is the little person who played all the Oompa Loompas in the Willy Wonka, the one with Johnny Depp. Okay. Where did Deep Roy study acting? Is it 1, the Slimwood School of Comedy? Was it 2, the improv troupe Ike Apocalypse? Was it 3, Juilliard? Or 4, the Gene Cousineau School of Acting?
Number 4.
The Gene Cousineau School of... No, that's Barry. Sorry about that.
Steal, Nick. You win.
I'm not going to guess Juilliard. What was the first 2 options again?
The Slimwood School of Comedy or the improv troupe Ike Apocalypse?
It's not number 2. Let's guess number 1.
1 is correct.
Wow.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, my God. I've never heard of that.
The
that's
Slimwood
it.
School
Nick,
of
you win
Comedy.
the game.
There you go.
Huh. That was a tough question.
Well, Andrew,
yeah,
you've been demolished by the trivia master himself, but by grace of virtue, I think we can still hand out these spoon tickets to you.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, thank you. I really love that band.
All right, hang
you
on.
sound so enthusiastic about it, too.
Hang on, we'll tell you how to get those tickets. All right.
Yeah. Listen, I've got to bounce. There's a short stack of flapjacks at the IHOP. Got my name on them.
Ooh. That's a good morning.
That is. News brought to you by...
Brought to you by Touch a Meteorite, Journey Through Space, Learn About the Stars, and more. Free, fun, and educational for all ages. It's the perfect family outing. Visit Clark Planetarium today and ignite your curiosity. For more info, visit clarkplanetarium.org.
Well, I've been trying to contain my excitement all morning, but here it is.
Let's hear it.
Lady Gaga is engaged. The singer and her longtime boyfriend, entrepreneur and tech investor Michael Polanski, are set to be married. She revealed to French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal at the 2023 Paris Olympics. In a TikTok posted by Attal on Sunday, July 28th, Gaga can be heard introducing Polanski as, quote, my fiancé, as the trio spectated. What? They watched a swimming event together. By the way, speaking of swimming events, they're supposed to have open water swimming, so like the Ironman competition of the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they call it the Ironman, but the triathlon.
Sure.
There's open water swimming, and they were going to do that in the Seine, and they're not going to do it in the Seine.
Oh,
the water's too dirty,
too poopy.
Yeah. But people reached out to reps for Gaga and Polanski for comment. Gaga and Polanski were first romantically linked in 2020 when they were photographed kissing at a New Year's Eve party in Las Vegas. Just weeks later, they went public with their relationship during a PDA, that's public display of affection, filled weekend in Miami for Super Bowl 2020. At the time, Gaga shared a photo on Instagram of the pair cuddled up on a yacht, writing, we had so much fun in Miami. I hope he makes her happy.
Well, I can speak for all the fellas on the show here when I say, Mr. Gaga, let's see that rock. Huh?
Mr. Gaga.
Yeah. Remains discovered in the Moab area earlier this month have been identified as those of a woman who went missing last month. The Grand County Sheriff's Office announced Saturday that the remains discovered during a search in Mill Creek Canyon this is Mill Creek Canyon outside of Moab. They were discovered on July 22nd. Those are the remains of Miranda Ankovsky. Ankovsky and her husband Raymond were last seen June 21st, and their family reported them missing a few days later after not hearing from them, learning that they had not checked out of their hotel. Raymond's remains have not yet been identified. During the search for the couple, their ATV or UTV was found, along with some of their possessions. Officials said at the time that it appeared the UTV had been swept away by flash flooding, although one volunteer searcher told Fox 13 that it didn't look like the Ankovskys had been in the vehicle at the time. In a press release, the sheriff's office extended their deepest condolences to the family and friends and are committed to providing updates as more information becomes available. But it doesn't say specifically, were there other remains there that just they haven't yet really been able to specifically identify, or hers were the only remains there?
I think it was hers was the only remains there from the story I read.
There was one that was more specific about that.
Yes.
That's all. Well, I guess they could have been certainly separated by flash flooding. But that's fascinating. This global warming story for you, as temperatures globally spiked to their highest levels in recorded history.
Yes.
On Monday, ambulances were screaming through the streets of Tokyo, carrying scores of people who had collapsed amid unrelenting heat wave. A monster typhoon was emerging from the scorching waters of the Pacific Ocean, which were several degrees warmer than normal. Thousands of vacationers fled the idyllic mountain town of Jasper, Canada, ahead of a fast-moving wall of wildfire flames. By the end of last week, which saw the 4 hottest days ever observed by scientists, dozens of people have been killed in the raging floodwaters and massive mudslides triggered by Typhoon Gami. Half of Jasper, Canada, reduced to ash. 3.6 billion people around the planet have endured temperatures that would have been exceedingly rare in a world without burning fossil fuels and other human activities. That's according to an analysis by scientists at the group Climate Central. So things are not looking good, I'm sorry to say. And things are not looking good for Salt Lake.
Nope.
I wish I could find that story. I didn't have it handy, I'm sorry to say.
I think I know which one you're talking about, though.
Salt Lake has been, it's been said that the Salt Lake is a center of global warming.
Greenhouse emissions.
Greenhouse gas. Oh, yeah, there it is. Greenhouse gas emissions. The Royal Ontario Museum in Canada published research that found emissions from the drying lake bed led to 4.1 million tons of carbon dioxide and other gases being released in 2020. The study's conclusions suggested that drying lake beds are an overlooked but very significant source of greenhouse gases that may continue to increase due to climate change. It was published last week this week in the journal One Earth. Human-caused desiccation of Great Salt Lake is exposing huge areas of lake bed and releasing massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. That's according to Soren Brothers, who led the research. The significance of lake desiccation as a driver of climate change needs to be addressed in greater detail and considered in climate change mitigation. When are we going to do that? Mitigation and watershed planning.
We're going to do like we always do, and that is just not talk about it and hope it goes away.
Well, is there still conversation about building the pipeline up to the Great Salt Lake?
Not that I've heard.
I don't think so, no.
I don't
because
think that's...
even they finally realized what we were saying from day one. It's a ridiculous idea.
Yeah. Well, at least you got the salt flats where all the TikTokers can have their cool photo ops.
Finally, this story. As if we needed another reason to grab a Twinkie. For the first time ever, Twinkies is launching a mystery flavor.
Ooh.
And if you guess it right, you could win a year's supply of Twinkies.
Ooh.
Hostess has teamed up with popular content creator Taylor Kalmus, better known as Dude Dad on social media, to release their mystery flavor Twinkie that will be available exclusively at Walmart. Through October 2024, fans can follow Dude Dad and Hostess on Instagram for clues about the mystery flavor and are encouraged to share their guesses. I don't know if I want to eat anything that has the word mystery in it, though. It's like I don't like to eat anything that has the word surprise in it either. You know, I don't want to do that.
I'm going to throw on my PI jacket and a cigarette and a Trittleby hat and solve this case.
All right.
Get us some, then.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Sports. With the Olympics going on, everybody knows how humans get to the Olympic ceremony. But how does the equestrians get there?
The horses?
Correct. Obviously, with the riders needing their specific horses, they are going to need to travel internationally. And the AP reports that horses do that by plane. The trek horses make start in the USA, at least from Pennsylvania, where they are driven to JFK Airport to board an 8-hour flight to Luxembourg, where they are handed off in big old crates that they sit in during that time that are stuffed with hay and nets and all of the other supplies that those riders need stuffed inside of the plane.
Oh, wow.
Hayonettes. I love that candy.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a roll of hayonettes, please.
Our chat room found photos of this.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's interesting.
And I'm really using all of this as an excuse to talk about the horses' names specifically.
Okay.
Fetterman B, HSH Blake, Off the Record, Diabolo, Commando 3, QC Diamantaire, and my favorite, Cooley Nutcracker.
Cooley Nutcracker.
I could name the Olympians as well, but I think that's enough sports
No.
for now. Taking a peek at the weather, it is going to be a high of 98 today. That's going to cool off tomorrow and Wednesday into a high of 95, nothing but sunshine. And as I've been saying earlier, the weather is only going to get hotter from there, getting up to triple digits by Thursday. Taking a peek at traffic right now, I am hitting the refresh button so that you get the most up-to-date in-the-sky traffic reporting. There is a crash southbound I-15 near Capitol Hill. That has been causing issues for quite some time. I would assume that caused a crash before it in North Salt Lake. That's caused another crash in Woods Cross. I-15 between Bountiful and Salt Lake City is a mess, and people are trying to divert onto Legacy Parkway, which is also causing a mess. And then still being cleaned up, that absolutely tragic fatal accident between a bicyclist and a large vehicle up in Ogden on 12th South and Wall Avenue is causing some major slowage over there. Did I miss anything?
You neglected to mention that the plane that the horses fly on,
Yeah.
they call it Air Horse One.
Oh. That is a lack of AP reporting. They are supposed to be the authority on the matter. If there's anything else that I am missing out on, 33986 is the text line.
Thank you. All right, we will take a break. We'll be back. Got some geek news for you. It was San Diego Comic-Con after all. And people have been asking me to explain what's going on. So I will.
What's going on?
Exactly. What does this all mean? Huh. Well, I'll try to walk you through it coming up. Stand by for all.
We were talking about sandwiches earlier, and I'm hungry for a sandwich.
Really? Sometimes just a good, cheap gas station sandwich.
Will you eat a gas station sandwich?
Yeah, occasionally, if I have to. If I have
I don't trust a gas station sandwich.
How about a hoagie?
I don't not
You not have a hoagie?
Not. You don't know how long they've been sitting there. The sandwich at the gas station is way down on the list of priorities for the people that work at the gas station.
Yeah.
They don't care about turnover or.
Now we got sandwiches out here in the cooler, and I don't know what kind.
Here?
Yeah.
Right now? There's sandwiches here
There's sandwiches out there right now.
Where?
out in the cooler there. You know, where you could buy the drinks and stuff?
Yeah. Again, how long are they out there?
I don't know. But will you do a gas station hot dog?
Okay.
All right. Oh, okay.
Maverick is like high-end convenience store gas station.
Yeah, they have
hot
good.
dog.
They
have. I
good
trust.
stuff.
I trust Maverick.
You trust a gas station sandwich from Maverick?
Yeah,
I trust.
I would.
Okay.
I would. I think they take pride in the food that they offer at their.
Yeah, I've
Maverick
had
has
them.
all the good stuff.
They have the Bahama Mama.
They got the best bathrooms.
Their coffee is even pretty good.
Yeah, they have the soda fountain. This sounds like an ad for Maverick. They have the soda fountain with like 50 different sodas, and you can add little vanilla to it, like I like.
Like
to
you
do.
like.
They have the good ice.
But-
Maverick knows what they're doing.
By the way, the owner of Maverick, Keith Maverick. Keith Maverick. I'm just doing Keith. We're going to send you a bill.
I'm going to send you a bill.
Oh, if we're traveling, we're talking about road trips earlier.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day. People are taking road trips. We will
I do too.
destination Maverick on a road.
I I try to stop stop at a Maverick, and I'd rather go to a Maverick than a drive-through fast food place.
Oh yeah,
really.
Now, you mentioned the flavored syrup for your sodas. I heard someone bitching about the movie theater ones. You know, where you pre-select
The
your
freestyle?
Yeah.
What was their complaint?
They just didn't care for them at all, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's not a good mix. I like it when I can mix my own.
Oh, is that the complaint?
Yeah, because the freestyle is a pre-mixed thing. But
yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Get a,
Oh, you
cherry.
want to know my freestyle trick?
There is one?
Yeah, well.
Is that they
if
have
you-
that at Harmon's too, don't they? That freestyle.
No.
No.
It's like a soda fountain.
Yeah, I know. I thought I saw one at Harmon's.
Here's my trick. So you have a pure drink that is the drink that you wanted,
say-
untainted by other drinks.
Say it's Diet Coke. All right.
Always go to the water tab
Mm-hmm.
and run a little water through there first.
Oh, otherwise you're getting the flavor of the leftover.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's a good
That's
trick.
my little freestyle.
You know, Gina, you are so amazingly creative about things that don't matter.
No,
that matters.
No, this is helpful because
you
I'm
put your brain to these things.
it's helpful.
Just a little water.
Because I'm making my twice yearly trip to the movie theater, and I need to know
Do a little rinse.
Okay.
Because they all come through the same spigot.
All right. Thank you.
My little tip.
$3,986.
All right. Geek News brought to you by
X96 welcomes Bush with Candlebox this July 31st, the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Tune in every day this week with Artie Fufkin from 10 until 2 and Todd Newcomb from 2 until 6 for your chance to win tickets.
All right. Thank you. All right. San Diego Comic-Con happened over the weekend. And it's funny because I always say that the fans are their own worst enemies. And in this case, they didn't become their own worst enemies until the next day.
Explain.
They were very excited to hear this news. Robert Downey Jr. coming back, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as Dr. Doom.
What?
Ooh.
But Carrie, in comic book world, when characters die, they're dead. How can you explain this?
Well, see, here's the thing. Doom has played Iron Man, and Iron Man has played Doom in the comics. They've done this before. This has happened. But we're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where they don't always follow the rules of the origins of the characters. Now, when this was announced, I was watching it happen in real time, and Geek Twitter was just exploding with excitement, just exploding.
Were people surprised who were in the know?
This was a rumor that was leaked about 2 weeks ago, but I didn't like the source, and so I just said, nah, that can't be. But it turned out to be true. But they were very excited, and then the next morning I wake up and I start seeing, this is a bad idea. And I'm like, already? You're already against this? Why don't you wait and see? Because this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, what I think is happening is Tony Stark is dead. But I think that this is a different, as we have the multiverses, a different Tony Stark who makes up the name of a character called Victor Von Doom, because let's be honest, that's a little silly and outrageous. That's something that Tony Stark would do. And let's not forget that throughout the Avengers movies, Tony talked about one thing. He wanted to see what he called a metaphorical suit of armor around the world. But the rest of the Avengers were there to tell him that's not a good idea because we lose our freedoms and blah, blah, blah. But if this other Tony Stark has the same idea in a different universe and decides he wants to build a suit of armor around the world, the Iron Legion, which eventually became Ultron, Doombots are a thing in the comic books, and I think that's what they're going to do, is instead of Tony saying, hey, I have an idea, and people going, that's a bad idea. This will be Tony going, I have an idea, and you have no choice. This is what I'm doing to save you.
So this all makes sense to anybody with any Marvel knowledge.
But now again,
whatsoever.
that's just my theory.
Right.
All we know is that he's going to be Doctor Doom. That's all we know. The Russo brothers are back to direct the next 2 Avengers movies. The first one will be called Doomsday, and that will be May 2026, and then Avengers Secret Wars, May 2027. Now, Secret Wars is also a comic book event where, and this is the Russo brothers said this was the comic book that made them decide that they love comic books, the Secret Wars series, where a godlike character called the Beyonder transports villains and heroes from Earth to a planet called Battle World.
Cool.
Yeah, that's silly. And makes them fight it out for the survival of their, if the evil people win, then, or if the good people win, then that's because I'm a godlike figure, that's what'll happen. See? So anyway, that's what's going on with all of that. That's all you need to know. It was quite a show because there were, and this is where my Doombot theory comes from, there were about 50 people dressed as Dr. Doom on the stage. And then from behind came Robert Downey Jr. whipping his mask off and, doing the celebratory Tony Stark pose, the whole
People
thing.
went insane.
They
when
were
that
they
happened.
were losing their minds. It was kind of fun to see, and I'm looking forward to it. Another announcement that we got is the beginning of the James Gunn DC universe. We're going to start seeing it here with Creature Commandos. Now, this is our first look at James Gunn's DC Studios' new era, and he has said that this is an animated series, but he has said that the people who do the voices of the characters will also play them when they go to live action.
Interesting.
So this is Creature Commandos. Now imagine Suicide Squad, except with monsters.
Cool.
Easy to.
I thought Congress put a stop to all Task Force X activities.
Congress said we can't use human prisoners. These assholes.
Oh, sorry. it's for adults. Yeah. But
Are you smiling?
Yes.
Sarcastically?
So you got the Bride of Frankenstein. You've got Frankenstein.
Good.
You've got Weasel from Suicide Squad. And then a couple of other characters I'm not familiar with. One GI Robot, who I've never heard of, and I fall in love with him immediately.
Long since G.I. Robot has sent Nazis back to hell.
Let's call it Task Force M.
So it's Task Force M instead of Task Force X. But like I said, it's Suicide Squad except with monsters. And so go and take a look at that. I think you're going to find it very interesting. We also got a lot of Star Trek announcements at Comic-Con. We got our first look at the Section 31 movie with Michelle Yeoh. I'll let you Star Trek nerds go and take a look at that.
What's that about?
Section 31 is kind of like the secret CIA of Starfleet.
Okay.
And she is Emperor Philippa Georgiou from that series, and now she's being put on that Section 31 task force. We also got a good 2 minutes of the next season of Strange New Worlds, where everybody's turned into Vulcans. It's a thing. I'll let you go take a look at it. And then 6 days ago, we got another look at Joker 2, which is Joker Folie à Deux, is the name of it. The one with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. So go and take a look at that. I'm actually looking forward to it. I was not excited about that project, but now that I've seen the trailer, looking forward to it. We also got announcements of a new Star Trek series from Justin Simeon and Tawny Newsome. It's going to be a workplace comedy, live-action Star Trek. I know.
Between the animated series and that, they're really taking a lot of liberties.
Oh, yeah, and that is the final season of Lower Decks as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of things happening. But the trailer I would like you to go and watch is look up Netflix Chaos, K-A-O-S. It's a series with Jeff Goldblum as Zeus. Yes, it's all that. So go and watch that. And
High camp?
No, actually, no. He's kind of menacing. Go watch it. You'll see.
Okay.
Traffic.
Man, it is just a mess out there on I-15. That crash near Capitol Hill is really bringing everything to a standstill all the way up to Bountiful, which you probably know if you're already in it. And if you thought, maybe I'll divert to Legacy, that's slow as well.
Yep.
Great thinking there, Sherlock. Anything else happening out there on the roads? I am seeing a crash cleanup still ongoing up in Ogden on 12th South and Wall Avenue for the sadly fatal accident that happened up there. And I would say, tell me about anything else if you see anything else, but that's the last batch of traffic you get from me.
Okay.
So no, don't do that.
All right, KXRK Provo. We will take a break. We will be back after some messages and a song with the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is, well, if you're listening, you know the answer to this question. Who won the boner? Easy. That's this morning, I mean. Who won the boner this morning? Now, if you didn't hear, you could guess. It'd be a pretty easy guess today. But why guess when you can cheat? Go to x96.com. And look for the box that says Boner Voting July 29, 2024. Click on there, and it'll say winner next to the winner for the Boner Recap game. And what do we got for a prize? It says here we can, if you unless you have a prize, we've got something else.
Let's find a mystery prize. Is the optimistic
Kate,
thing I'm going to say.
Katie is offering up a Radio from Hell coffee mug.
There you go. I was probably going to throw that in as well, but...
Oh, but something else with it?
You have something else?
I need to go check our closet.
Oh, okay. Nick will go check the closet. So you'll for sure get the coffee mug, and then he'll probably put something in the coffee mug. So 877-602-9696. Line up. Get ready to play the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All coming up. Stand by for that. Hot Shot Sprinkler Repair and Landscape. Go to sprinklerwork.com. And click on that, and you can find out all the information that you need. There's a lot of helpful facts in there about how you can not waste so much water and money, all of that on your yard. And they'll also walk through with you, maybe you want to take your grass out. I mean, if you're just mowing it, if that's the only time that you're standing on that section of grass is just to mow it, why have it? Take it out and let something else grow in, or they can help you pick some native plants that don't use as much water, and they can help you out with all of that. Of course, I use them to keep my sprinklers up to date and working properly. It's that time of year where we start to get the brown spots here and there, so you need to aim them or replace a head or two, and that's certainly something that the folks at Hot Shot Sprinkler Repair and Landscape can help you with. All you have to do is get a hold of them at 801-566-8677. Better yet, just go to sprinklerwork.com. You can make your appointment there.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Things that must go, things that you can't stand anymore, things that are in your life and you want them to leave your life. It just makes you so angry sometimes. And so you say to yourself, I know, I'll send my things that must go to Radio from Hell, and maybe it'll make me feel better if they read it on the air. And maybe these things will disappear from my life. So here we go. Things that must go. Send them to Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. I'll start today. I've got a few here. This one says, cancer must go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. My dad has surgery this morning, and I wish cancer would be a thing of the past already.
Amen.
We can get people to Mars, but we can't cure cancer. Come on, science. This one says, I have only one thing today. Billboards. Billboards must go.
Oh.
When I'm looking up at a billboard that says, if you're texting, then who's driving? How is that any better than me looking at my phone? My family and I went to Hawaii back in May, and billboards are banned there. Do you know what? I didn't miss the entire week we were there. Billboards. Thanks for letting me listen. This was sent by a very small ninja from my phone. I don't know. This one says, water mains breaking on I-15 in Layton must go. The resulting surface road traffic sure sucks when that happens. The resultant gridlock traffic can go too, Johnny B. And then finally this one. Please do not use my name. You don't have to read this, but I had to say it. I have something that's been bothering me that bubbles up every time somebody says it. I get so angry because it's a tool for the right to use, us, and it has to stop. It's a tool for the right to use us, and it has to stop. It's the phrase, thank you for your service, when they find out you're a veteran. If you're thankful for our service, how's about you take care of the veterans that need it? How's about you use your blind allegiance to the party you wear on your chest and get the heroes that are suffering while protecting your right to troll them on the internet, your right to vote, and your attempts to take it from others? When you hoist our flag on your personal flagpole, do you even know what it stands for? On the holidays, are you thinking about those who died so you can set off fireworks? When you wrap yourself in the flag, point fingers, do not know what the colors even mean? Let me explain so you understand. Red is for the blood of true patriots. Blue is for the tears of the families left behind to pick up the pieces while you make it harder and harder for them. White is for the flowers that rest on their graves, rotting away along with the promises that they would be honored. So instead of thank you for your service, why don't you fight for vets and their families so they can start to come home from the war? Thank you.
Amen.
All right. Nick?
Yeah, starting out with this one. It does say to use their name, I suppose. This one from Zane. I've been listening for 27 years now next month. What must go is, why are you all not sending in must goes? Carrie, Bill, and Gina need your must goes.
Thanks, Zane.
Number 2, I work for a rental car company. I love driving the brand new cars with 50 or less miles on them, and then I get in my 2007 Honda Civic. No backup camera, AC not as cold, and a lot of miles. Thank you, Lords. That one from Zane. Thank you. This one from, it doesn't say I can use their name, so I won't. I work in a hospital lab, and my current must go. The ER's label printer is cutting off patients' names, and they won't fix the damn thing. Policy states if the information on the label is unreadable, I have to reject the sample, and the patient has to be poked all over again.
No, don't do that.
Let's not cause more discomfort to people in need of medical care. Just pull your labels through the printer a smidge. Along with that, gel pen ink on labels. The ink smears. I can't read the collection time and see above for similar outcome. Thank you for that. From this person, it doesn't say I can use their name. I have 2 things that must go. The first, as an Uber driver, something that must go is that when you order an Uber, be ready when I get there.
Yeah.
I get sometimes we are closer than expected, but if I drove 10 minutes to get you and you have to wait another 5 for you, what state of readiness were you in when you ordered the Uber? Secondly, as somebody who works in an industry that has traditionally received tips, I never expect but always appreciate when I do get a tip. However, I think we can all agree tipping culture is beyond out of control. Yesterday, I was asked to tip for an oil change, and at the chiropractor, Seriously?
The chiropractor?
Yeah, I had to read that again just to make sure I said it right. Maybe this could be an next poll about the most surprising, annoying, or ridiculous place you've been asked to leave a tip. Gina?
Let's see. Good morning, all. What must go is not having a whole lot of Rosie in your system. Maybe when Carrie gets back, we can play it for old time's sake. This is from our old friend, Dr. Mike. Things that must go. Parkinson's disease must go. Yes, Dr.
Sorry, Mike.
Hi, my name is Monica. I'm on my way right now, so if I get pulled over for this, she's emailing us on her way to work. I work in a laboratory. It's so frustrating when people don't clean up after themselves at the end of the day. There's occasionally mysterious goo or sharps that are left around, and I either must contact you to find out what this mysterious goo is or just assume it's contaminated. I must clean up after the entire place waiting for you. What's even more annoying is after working all day, kids running them to baseball and hearing how awful their summer is because they want to play video games all day and it's hot and they can't go play outside. Finally, things that must go. The rain in Nashville must go right now. It's interrupting my morning walk. That's from Mike in Nashville.
Oh.
You can must go from anywhere in the world. Just send it to us, radio.from-hell at x96.com.
Things that must go on the radio.
Stone Temple. Let's see, 908.
I got a text that says Springville signed Gary. I'm not really sure what the full content of that message is, but I would assume Gary lives in Springville.
Springville sign Gary?
Like Springville Gary.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Springville.
Yeah.
Springville.
All right.
All right. Okay. Well, it is time for the Boner Recap.
Do we have a contestant at hand?
I believe Ricky is on the phone.
Ricky.
Hi, Ricky.
Yes.
Hi, Ricky.
Ricky. What can
Hi,
Ricky?
how are you?
Good, and you?
Good.
Ricky, where are you calling from, by the way?
Springville.
No.
No, you're not.
Ricky.
Are you really?
You know Gary?
Yes.
You and Gary are pals, aren't you? All right, Ricky.
Maybe.
We went to Springville High School together. We're both Red Devils.
I think we have a. Are they still the Red Devils?
Yes.
Well, good for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a prize lined up for you. We have the coffee mug, and what else did you find, Nick?
Well, I'm going to hook up Ricky with the Elite X96 prize package. I have a Radio from Hell tote bag, a Radio from Hell mug, a 2016 Big Ass Show double shot glass,
Lord.
an X96 water bottle, a cream and cookies chocolate bar, and a DVD of The Office Season 2.
Well, that's quite the prize package.
Season 2.
That's quite the bag.
Yeah.
That's really where they found their swing.
That's when they finally figured it out. Yeah.
Now, Ricky, did you hear the boner candidates earlier?
I did.
Okay, this will be simple for you. I will simply recap the three candidates. You tell me the winner, and you get all of that loot. So here we go. Boner candidate number one was the Olympic movement will force Utah to have a profane opening ceremony. That's just the way the Olympics work. The one thing that stuck out for me in this story was this one commenter. You know, after all of this outrage over the Last Supper tableau and the opening ceremony of the Olympics and how it was terrible, it was profane, some commenter said, "Are these the concessions that we're going to have to make here in Utah when the Olympics come here?"
Yes.
It's like they're going to force us to do these things.
Yes, we have to have a minimum number of drag queens.
Yes. That was boner candidate number one. Number two, another bit of proof that Senator Mike Lee is really a boob. He put out a tweet, which was deleted quickly, but a tweet that said, condolences on the death of Jimmy Carter. His prayers, our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family at this time. Well, Jimmy Carter did not die.
No.
He's very close to it, but he did not die. And if Mike Lee had only read a little further into that fake press release about it, he would have found all kinds of clues.
Well, you know, Mike is a part-time politician. He's a Twitter influencer and professional. That's what he does.
You know what I'm thinking is that even if Mike had read into the he would have said, "I can't believe he's saying all of these things about Rosalind.
Wow,
this is terrible."
I didn't know Jimmy was so saucy about her.
And then there was boner candidate number three, tree killers on North Temple. What was it? Over 200 trees, accidentally poisoned by a Salt Lake City worker who thought that they were putting weed killer that would kill the weeds around the base of the tree. No, they were putting the poison that will kill the tree and let the weeds flourish. Oh boy! It said that the employee had been disciplined. It didn't say how. I'm thinking maybe flogging would be good.
Mm-hmm.
But those were the three candidates. Ricky, who was the winner?
Yeah.
Oh,
and because
what?
I listened, I know that it is number one.
That is correct, Ricky. That
Very
is
good.
correct.
Very good.
Congratulations.
That's not the one I would have voted for myself personally, but it did win by about 12 or 15 votes. So there you go, Ricky. Congratulations. You're going to get all of that stuff. And enjoy the chocolate bar, man. That sounds good.
The Luxor package. I'm now renaming it.
All right.
Hang
on the line.
Hang on.
Thank you,
Sorry
guys.
to get that.
You're welcome.
Although Guy in the chat room did point out to you that you said a cream and cookies candy bar?
Oh, did I?
That'd be cookies and cream.
Because he says, "Who says that?"
I was just so excited to reveal the Office DVD. I think I got ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Well, I understand that. Yeah.
Because see, now after season 1, they're out of the shadow of the British series,
Yes.
and so the season 2, they yeah.
Jim and Pam have established somewhat relationship.
Yes.
Dwight's antics, man, that guy.
It did take him a season to kind of get their footing, but
Yes.
but it was
Season 2 on a DVD.
Congratulations, Ricky.
I got
well, physical media is making a comeback, I'm told.
Yeah. We have a lot of physical media in that closet that nobody's touched for whatever reason.
What were you going to say, Bill?
I just got a little package in the mail the other day, really quick. You were talking, and I thought, this is odd. What is this? And it's from Parker at Hot Shot Sprinklers.
Parker?
And he has sent me a packet of Virginia Gold tobacco seeds. Because I'd made a joke that, I want to redo some of the yard and I'd like to plant tobacco.
And he sent you seeds.
Well, he did. He sent me a packet of Virginia Gold tobacco. Bill, these are some seeds.
Isn't it a little late in the season to be
Yeah, I'll probably have to wait till next year.
Wait till next year.
It says there are about 100 seeds in the pack. It says you should plant them in the early spring. Gently water them.
Oh, but that reminds me, though, because he gave us tomato plants as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 3 that are ready to eat from the plant that he did.
Tobacco prefers healthy, rich soil in full sun, it says here.
Well, if he wants to send me anything, I have an empty plot in the wood chip garden of my apartment right next to the thrown out washing machine.
Well, if I grow this tobacco, I'm going to have you smoke it.
Yeah? Sure.
Harmless tobacco.
Yeah.
I could get on a cigarette kick, as the kids say.
Don't talk about cigarettes. Don't
do it.
Yeah.
I did it.
It'll make Bill have a craving, and then it's
all over.
And we don't want to go there. Big boy news and innuendo coming up after this short break. Stand by.
X96 one.
I just had a really interesting email exchange yesterday. I got this email from, it says, Bill, I won't make it to our lunch meeting at noon. I apologize. I am headed to the dentist for an emergency appointment as a cracked tooth. I hope to send the cell number. I'll give you a call. We'll reschedule. Regards, Scott Howell. That's State Senator Scott Howell.
Okay.
What? I didn't make any lunch appointment with Scott Howell. So then I started looking at the email, and I realized he's sending this email to Bill Krim, who's with the United Way, I think. Bill Krim. And for some reason, he's got Bill Krim's email address, and then he's got Bill Krim again, and it's got my email address.
All the bills.
Yeah, for some reason.
Maybe. Do you know what happened?
Well,
his calendar said lunch with Bill, but he didn't specify, so he just sent it to all the bills.
No, so I sent him a response. I said, your email startled me. What? I made a lunch date with Senator Scott Howell? When did I do that? What were we going to talk about? Where do we meet? Am I going crazy? As I look at the email, I realize you sent that you have a lunch date with Bill Krim, not Bill Allred. Somehow you attached Krim to my email address. I certainly wouldn't mind having lunch with you one day, and I'll buy. I think it's unnecessary to have, or unseemly to have a taxpayer buy lunch for a politician, not to mention a radio host. It just doesn't look good, does it? Let me know if I can buy you some hot dog meat sometime. Best, Bill, not Krim, Allred. He got right back to me. I apologize for the miscommunication. I would always enjoy having lunch with you, and more importantly, I eagerly anticipate any opportunity to assist with X96. I'm uncertain how the miscommunication occurred, but I'm pleased it reached you. Keep up the fantastic work. I'm looking forward to our future discussions. I think I'm gonna make a lunch day with him to have hot dog meat.
Sure,
somewhere.
To all the bills I've lunched before. Traffic, please.
Crash southbound US 89 at 6295 South. The center lane closed, causing some big delays on Highway 89. It's looking like on the UDOT cameras. Let's see. Is that the only issue we're having right now? Could possibly be. So things are looking good unless you're trying to head up to Ogden on Highway 89. If you see something, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
Let's see if we can figure out some way to have Senator Scott Howell assist X96. I look forward to the opportunity
He could come and
to assist with X96.
Could alphabetize the vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, good idea.
It's 9:20, and time for some big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Hastur Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon miniatures, dice, paints, and so much more. Visit Hastur Games at 6831 South State or HasturGames.com.
J.D. Vance, Trump's pick to be vice president. A former Yale Law School classmate shared with the New York Times about 90 emails and text messages that he had with Mr. Vance. Here are some of the most revealing moments in their correspondence.
Okay.
As Senator Vance seeks the vice presidency, a former Yale School classmate has shared these emails. The emails add to an existing body of evidence showing how Vance pivoted from a strong opponent of former President Trump to his running mate. Provides an insight into a cultural willingness by Vance to accept his classmate, Sophia Nelson, who is transgender.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson, who is now a public defender in Detroit, said that the two were once very close friends, but they had a falling out in 2021 when Vance said publicly that he supported an Arkansas ban on gender-affirming care for minors. Now, Nelson, who opposes the Trump-Vance ticket, hopes these emails will inform the opinion of voters about Vance. So in response, a spokesman for the Vance campaign said in a statement that it was unfortunate for someone to share decade-old private conversations between friends. Here are 5 revealing exchanges in their correspondence. Vance says, "I hate the police." In October 2014, in the wake of the killing of Michael Brown, a black 18-year-old kid, by a white officer in Ferguson, Missouri, Nelson raised the idea of requiring that police officers wear body cameras. Vance responded with sympathy for those upset by the police violence and said, "I hate the police." Let's see. In San Francisco, a young woman defied her parents and followed her heart to get, oh no, that's the wrong one. This one says, "What seems different to me is the Republican Party offers nothing that's as attractive as the demagogue." That's referring to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Vance said, so Nelson wrote to Vance that a Muslim friend had said that women wearing hijabs were no longer feeling safe doing simple things like going to the grocery. Vance responded, "I'm obviously outraged at Trump's rhetoric. I worry most of all how welcome Muslim citizens feel in their own country, but I also think that people have always believed crazy S, and there have always been demagogues like Trump willing to exploit people who believe in crazy stuff." There's a whole bunch of stuff like that in these. The more white people feel like voting for Trump, the more black people will suffer. I really believe that.
And then just completely turns around once he gets a sense that he could have some power.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Let's see. Hollywood power couple Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively announced in February last year that they they'd quietly welcomed their fourth child. However, they remained hush on the sex of the child for some reason. Recently, Reynolds sat down in an emotional interview with a grieving father in which he confirmed the sex of the newest addition to their family. The reveal by Reynolds comes amid the release of his new movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, to rave reviews. The Deadpool actor shared the news in a documentary that had him connecting with a father who had recently lost his son to mental health challenges. In the clip, Reynolds can be seen bonding with John Bell, a Wrexham football fan who had lost his son, Jake, but channeled his grief for a good cause. Reynolds empathized with him over his loss, also disclosed the type of bond that he'd love to share with his youngest child, revealing that the child is a boy. The resilience it takes to, put one foot in front of the other as many times as you've done it and transmute that much grief into something useful, the actor said, I'm very grateful that you have shared his story. And I want to share that I too have a son, and that if that boy, John, if I love him 1/10 as much as you love Jake, I feel like I've done a pretty damn good job. So it's Ryan Reynolds being what you really suspect him to be,
a good guy.
A truly honest guy.
I'm not coming down on Ryan Reynolds when I say this. That it's kind of weird that the article focuses on the sex of the child and when it goes so much into how somebody else lost theirs.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Only except that it's, for some reason, Reynolds and Blake Lively had not said what the sex of their latest child was. And
it's a strange springboard.
I don't think that's why. It only comes out. He mentions the sex of his child because because the guy he's talking to, it was his son who had problems, and he lost his son, and so Brian Reynolds wanted to say, well, I have a son now too, and I really I know what you're feeling, or I can fathom what you're feeling. I don't pretend to know exactly what you're feeling, but let's see. Jennifer Garner needed a hero during her last visit to Comic-Con San Diego.
Oh,
52. Yeah. What?
No, go ahead. I heard about this.
Yeah, the 52-year-old actress who reprised her role as Elektra. Oh, you're not supposed to do that, are you?
Too late.
Oh well. Well, that's only one of many. She was stuck in an elevator apparently with a bunch of other people, and so she led everybody in singing 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I don't know why they put these things in stories. If it's supposed to be a surprise. What's it doing in there?
I don't know. But if I was in that locked small area and everyone started singing, I'd be saying, stop using up all the air.
Yeah.
That's how
Whose idea was this? Yours, Garner? Let's see what else is here. So apparently there are a lot of cameos like that in Deadpool, Wolverine.
Many.
Yes. That's interesting. It's because it's hard to pull that kind of thing off. And I don't mean keep it a secret or anything. It's hard to make it work organically in a movie.
Well, the one with her, that that wasn't a very well kept secret. But there, again, it's people like me that pay attention to it. It's people who don't pay attention to stuff like that who will, go and see the movie and go, oh, Or me, I'll be counting.
I'll probably go, wait, I'm not sure who that is. Jeremy Allen White he still hasn't met up with Bruce Springsteen, but he's going to play him in a movie that's still on, and he says we're getting close to having some sit downs and meetings and talking about it. And I guess Springsteen's fine with the whole thing. I've just been busy, I'm busy. I'm very busy.
Why don't you come over and cook for me, kid?
I don't sound like that. Make me sound cooler. I don't sound like that. No, do it again.
And finally this. A woman who was born without any legs has now become a world record breaker. Kenya Sesser has successfully completed and broken the record for the longest handstand on a skateboard.
Huh?
the longest handstand on a skateboard.
Okay.
And she will now be featured in the Guinness Book of World Records in 2025. Cesar, who is an athlete, an actress, and a runway model, completed the feat in 19.65 seconds in Los Angeles. No legs, no limits, Cesar said in a statement. I think it's one of the life-changing career moments that have happened to me. She added, it's so incredible to make history for others to see. I have made an impact on others for the next generations to come. She was born without legs in 1992, and oh my gosh, she was found at the side of the road as an infant.
Wow.
So somebody had abandoned her.
Wow.
At the side of the road, brought to a hospital by a woman who found her while passing by. From there, a nurse and other hospital personnel took care of her until 1998, when she was adopted at age 5 by an American family, her parents Jane and Dave, and 2 older brothers, who moved her to Portland, Oregon, and she's become quite successful in spite of the challenges of her life. She's very active. She wheelchair racing, wheelchair rugby, swimming, all kinds of things. That's triumph.
That
That's
is.
what that is. Yeah. All right, that's it.
Weather.
Taking a peek at that. High of 98 today. High of 95 tomorrow. High of 95 Wednesday. And then just sunshine. When the sun's out, you're not going to see anything else out there in the sky. Thursday going forward, we are probably going to hit those triple digits, which if you saw the email that we got about the AC, is probably some bad news for us, considering it won't be fixed until mid-August is the new estimation. That shouldn't concern you, the listener, though. That is your weather report.
All right. We will take a break. We will be back. Stand by.
Yeah, you listen to radio.
Oh, God, I had an awful night last night.
Why?
Jeez. Charlie horses. Muscle spasms in
Aren't
my
you
legs.
drinking your pickle juice,
No,
Bill?
no. I had,
What happened?
So my wife, I had to go to the top of the stairs going, help! Hey, bring the pickle. She said, oh, here.
Bring the emergency
Yes.
pickle. You need a little
Here.
box at the top of the stairs with a glass
Yeah.
with pickle juice
Right.
in there and a break in case of cramp.
Now, see, she said, have you been drinking the pickle juice? And I went, no, because I hadn't been having any trouble. But you got to stay on top of it.
Maintenance
now, here's
doses.
the other, maintenance. But here's the other thing. She said, okay, drink that. You know what'll help you immediately, though, is mustard.
Mustard?
Yeah, and apparently, and this
Like
is
in what? Like a spoonful of
a
mustard?
spoonful of mustard. I'm going to get you some mustard. And she brought up a spoonful of, I believe it was Grey Poupon, and I consumed a spoonful of Grey Poupon.
That's what Barack Obama takes when he has muscle cramps.
Is that so? Really? I had never heard that, but I'm sure she picked it up at roller derby. Would be my guess.
There are cramps at roller.
Yeah. Yes, there are
There are
various kinds. And
Mustard doesn't help those.
It seemed to quell it pretty well, actually. So that's a tip for you kids. But if you don't want to, if you just want to you just should take a little shot of, if you are a person who is plagued by muscle cramps, and some people are more than others, just drink your pickle juice, a couple of shots of pickle juice. You can buy a gallon jug of pickle juice online for like $10 or something. Don't buy those. You can, like you see in the store, pickle shots, and they're these little individual.
Don't buy those?
No,
they're expensive.
Well, it's wasteful too. It's like 40 of those little plastic bottles as opposed to one plastic jug.
I'm being informed that runners who do it on more than one occasion,
Mustard?
people who are into it, they carry little packets of
little mustard
packets of mustard.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Except
I never knew that.
Except for Bill's Grey Poupon.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Well, I like French's yellow mustard as well. I like all mustards pretty much. I'm
a grainy mustard? Do you like a grainy mustard?
Listen, an Engelhofer brand, stone ground mustard.
Mustard isn't used enough, and I mean in cooking.
The spicy, what's the brown mustard? I guess it's Golden's spicy brown mustard. When it comes to mustard, I don't discriminate.
No.
That might be my sign off.
When it comes to mustard, I do not discriminate.
All mustards are welcome.
Yes. I love mustard.
You're a mustard ally, is what
Yes.
you are.
And Mean Mr. Mustard. No, it's Mean Mr. Custard, isn't it?
No, it's Mean Mr. Mustard.
Oh, it is Mean Mr. Mustard.
He sleeps in the park.
Yeah, in the dark.
In the dark.
Yeah. He's a go-getter.
He shaves in the dark.
Oh, he shaves in the dark. He's a go-getter.
Trying to save paper, which I don't get.
He shaves in the dark trying to save paper.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's a British thing, I'm sure.
It must be.
It's a British shaving thing.
So what we're learning is a spoonful of mustard makes the pickle juice go down.
Makes the cramps go away. Oh. Yeah. And I don't mind eating a spoonful of mustard. It's every once in a while I'll have mustard on a cracker, just because I like mustard.
Eat mustard on them biscuits.
We've gone from Joan Jett to mustard.
Yeah. Hi, Tyler.
How are you?
Well, and his hat just says plum.
Plum. Tyler runs the plumbing side of Larson HVAC and Plumbing, and he's done stuff at my house and at Gina's house. What did you do at my house? Do you remember?
I ran the water line for the humidifier.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the humidifier, which is a great thing to have, and I know you've done water heaters for Gina, right? Some on-demand stuff.
Yeah, we pulled out a 75-gallon water heater, if I remember correct, and put in a tankless with unlimited hot water.
Well, now, see, I wanted to talk to you about that because I got notice that I'm supposed to flush my hot water heater.
Yes, you are. Every year.
Every year. Okay,
Yes.
so maybe we ought to talk about have you coming up to do that.
For sure.
But maybe we should also talk about this because Gina loves her new system that she's got.
The
for hot
tankless.
water, the tankless. How does that work?
They are awesome. So it has two heat exchangers, then the water comes in there cold, runs through all these, and it instantly, as soon as you turn something hot on, it heats it immediately and goes to that fixture.
Oh, really?
Yes, but it is unlimited. You could literally fill up a pool.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so you're never running out of hot water.
Never.
That's amazing. That's really because I have two large water heaters in my basement.
Yeah, and you're also with tank water heaters, you're risking 40 gallons, 50 gallons, 80 gallons of water going all over the floor.
Just right there, yeah.
Can ruin a lot.
Wow. Okay. Well, then we should talk about that. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's certainly doable. And then they talk a little bit about this. We've been talking on the commercial. This Moen faucet. That listeners, X96 Radio from Hell listeners, can get for $196, but it's worth a lot more than that, right?
Oh, for sure. Just pulling out the old one and putting a brand new Moen faucet in for $196. It's a great deal. It's over a $300 value easy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No. So if you've got a leaky, would this be a kitchen faucet specifically?
Yes, kitchen faucet specifically. Bathroom faucet. We could talk about it and figure something out. Get it right around there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So it's $196 installed, and that's a big savings.
Yep, and that is for a chrome faucet. If you wanted to upgrade the color to a oil rub bronze or a brush nickel or black is really in right now. It wouldn't be much more. Yeah.
Well, just go to larsonhvac.com/x96 for more information about that and how to get it. And there's ways to contact you, Tyler, I think there, isn't there?
Yes, for sure.
Also, you can call Larson as well, 801-930-5450, right?
Yep, that is correct.
And if you're a friend of the program, they'll get right to you.
Yes, for sure.
And it's really, it's nice too, Tyler, I must say, when you guys have been here, you on the plumbing side and then Sean and the guys on the HVAC side, you're all very quiet.
Yes.
You do your work quietly.
Yes.
And efficiently, and you don't bother me much.
Yes, we try to get it done as quick as possible, as efficient, and make sure everything is running correctly before we leave.
What is the most common thing that you get called about?
Leaky faucets a lot. Water heaters, a lot of those, because people neglect them. They don't do the services.
They don't do the
just like
flush.
we're talking.
Flush 'em.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
That's probably our most populars, though, is just leaky faucets and water heaters leaking.
So if you have any kind of HVAC, certainly, I'm sitting here in a nice, cool, air-conditioned house because of the HVAC side, and then I got a humidifier too because Tyler ran the pipe.
Well, I know when the guys came out with the HVAC side of it, they were, because it's an older home and it's clear that many different repair people have done their take on my HVAC. They were it was like detective work for them. They were going through and looking up in the basement and the ceiling and like, oh, no, wait, that's not supposed to do that. Let's do this, and sure enough, and it opened it up and made it so that it was more efficient. It's just amazing to me, some of the stuff that they find. They go, I can't believe that this person thought this would be okay.
Yes. Our HVAC guys are amazing, and so is my apprentice, my plumbing apprentice.
Well, I can just imagine what you're going to find at my place when you come look at the plumbing. I can just.
If you want to, now we're going to give away some spoon tickets here as well.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many pair, but we will give them away, and I think we're going to do that through LarsonHVAC.com/X96 as well. And then they'll contact you. Tyler, nice to hear your voice.
Great to be here.
I can picture you, but I can't.
Well, you can see him at X96.com/live.
Oh, that's true. I could flip over there.
Flip over there, and you can see.
But so anyway, thanks for being with us, and
awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be in my house again sometime.
I'm sure we will. We'll get you taken care of.
All right. Thanks,
so the giveaway is LarsonHVAC.com/X96, and you just enter to win the spoon tickets there, and we will contact you sometime this week, I guess.
Yeah, name, email, and phone is all it requires.
All right.
So go visit the website.
Oh, here's a texter. Tyler's the bomb. He helped me with a full bathroom remodel.
Awesome.
Thanks again, Morgan. Okay, there you go.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exit. Stand by.
Listen Up Radio from Hell podcast. Listen. Did you have one of those things, Bill, that people like? One of those.
A list?
Yeah.
Well, I have 11 surprising uses for bananas.
Were you really surprised?
I was surprised when I read them.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
I mean, you encounter bananas more often than I do, so if you're surprised, then I'm going to be just shocked.
Well, I just can't. I have never thought of doing anything with bananas rather than eating them.
But this is other uses
Yes.
for bananas?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well,
Number 1, polishing shoes.
What? Like the
The inside of a banana peel can be used to shine your shoes. Just rub the peel on the surface of your leather shoes and then buff them with a soft cloth.
Huh.
They will shine right up.
I need to do that to my Doc Martens.
Smell like bananas.
Number 2, use bananas. This is a surprising use for a banana. To treat skin irritation. Banana peels can be used to soothe skin irritation such as bug bites or rashes.
Okay.
Just rub the inside of the peel on the affected area for a few minutes to reduce itching and inflammation.
Well, just make sure you're not allergic to bananas like I am, or else it might make it worse.
Well, then don't use them for any of these things.
Right.
Number 3, whitening your teeth.
Really?
Says bananas contain natural teeth whitening agents such as potassium and magnesium. Just rub again the inside of the peel on your teeth for 2 minutes, unless you're Katie, and then brush with toothpaste as usual to remove stains.
So far, these are all banana peel things.
Number 4, well, that's part of a banana.
I know. I'm just.
You can eat the peel
You
too.
can smoke them. Number 4, making natural fertilizer.
Yes.
Bananas are rich in nutrients and can be used to fertilize plants.
Makes great plant water too.
Cut up the peels and bury them in the soil around your plants.
Plant what is plant water?
You put a banana peel in just water, and you just let it sit for about a day or two.
Yeah.
And it doesn't dissolve, but it gives all of its nutrients into that water. And then when you water your plants, they're really happy.
Oh.
Making banana vinegar.
What?
You can use overripe bananas to make a flavorful vinegar that can be used in salad dressings or marinades, or if you prefer, marinades. Mash up the bananas and mix with water, sugar, and vinegar. So you use a little vinegar as a starter, and then let the mixture ferment for a few weeks. Use banana peels for polishing silverware, making banana bread beer, treating dry skin. You have eczema or dry skin.
Rub bananas?
Yes.
Yeah, bananas can be used to moisturize the skin. Mash up a ripe banana and mix it with honey and yogurt to make a nourishing face mask.
You're going to
I've
attract
heard that for a
ants.
hair mask as well.
That might work.
Yeah.
Making banana peel bacon.
Ugh.
What?
That
Believe
sounds
it or not,
awful.
believe it or not, you can use banana peels to make a vegan bacon alternative. Cut the peels into strips, season with smoked paprika, and then bake them in the oven until crispy. I might try
You
that.
would try that,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Because it sounds awful.
No, it doesn't. It sounds, I don't know how that would taste.
It sounds you would try that.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a couple I skipped. There's making tenderizing meat. The enzymes in bananas can also be used to tenderize tough cuts of meat. Mash up a ripe banana, spread it over meat before cooking. Let it sit for 30 minutes to an hour, and then I assume you scrape the banana off of it.
We use in my family, when we make pulled pork in a slow cooker, we put a banana on top of it.
Really?
Yeah, like a whole banana. You just place it right on top, and it cooks down, and then you just take the banana off. But it
probably
adds,
tenderizes.
it makes it wonderful.
Huh.
Yeah.
And does your pork taste like banana?
No, I was always curious about that because I saw my mom do it all the time, and I was like, I don't like bananas all that much, Mom. And she's like, don't worry, honey. And every time we had pulled pork, it was absolutely phenomenal, and it was just super tender and juicy, and so a banana on top.
I'm going to try that too. That sounds great. I have not consumed bananas in a long time.
On purpose?
Well, no, but
are you avoiding bananas?
No,
Bill?
I would buy them, and it seemed like I would be the only one to eat them, and then so they'd start getting, overripe. So I put them in a bag in the freezer,
Make apples, or
and then use them for a smoothie or something like that.
you should make banana cake with your old bananas.
But then I had a big bag of frozen bananas, and I think they're still there.
You could make wonderful banana cake
with frozen bananas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have a recipe. I'll let you have it. It's family recipe.
Is it
it's
easy?
great. It's very easy, and it's one of my sisters and my favorite cake to make. But I get bananas about once a month.
Is it banana cake or banana bread?
It's banana cake. It is specifically banana cake with a nice frosting, very light frosting on it.
And when I was a kid, I used to love banana pudding with Nilla wafers.
There you go.
You put Nilla wafers around it.
Muhammad, my son, not the prophet, eats bananas every day. Like after he works out, work out, eat a banana.
Good source of potassium.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, now I'm craving bananas.
Really?
Do you eat bananas,
No.
Gina? You don't eat them at all.
No.
Why?
They have an overwhelming flavor, and if you love a banana, then you're all about it. But
That's right. You don't like anything that tastes very much. You don't care for something that has a taste.
It's so banana, and if you like banana, then you're like, yay!
I used
banana.
to not to.
But if you don't like banana,
when I was a kid, I didn't love bananas. Now I really like them, but I have about once a month.
I love the smell of bananas.
Mm-hmm.
I like the. They used to have these little banana candies, chewy candies. I forget what they were called.
yeah. See, I don't like real banana, and I also don't like artificial
yeah.
banana, like banana popsicle or banana.
No, I don't
I like
either.
that.
I can't do those.
How do you
If it's
feel
not
about-
a fresh banana.
How do you feel about Bananarama?
I do like Bananarama.
But you know why? They really don't have much of a taste.
They're kind of bland.
Yeah, they're kind of bland.
I thought on your list, things to do with a banana, if you need to, mime that you're on the phone.
So
I thought the banana is the perfectly shaped
it's a joke phone.
It's a joke.
And then there's the old joke of the guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, sir, you have a banana in your ear." And the guy says, "I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I have a banana in my ear." One of the stupidest
Dad
old
jokes.
I
love them.
No, I love it.
Stupidest old jokes in the world.
They're great. Is that it? Is that the
That's the banana list right there.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
I've had that one in there since April 13th. Also.
Did she come to town?
Coming to town.
Coming to town.
Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater here in a couple of weeks.
That's what I thought.
So I went to Logan.
Can I sponsor your Logan?
Sure.
Step into a world of spiritual wonder. Discover the magic of the metaphysical at Cat and Cauldron in Taylorsville. Experience enchantment like never before. catandcauldron.com.
I know I had known they had done this for years up in Logan. They have this whole summer. It's called the Utah Festival Opera and Musical Theater, and they do highbrow stuff, and then they do a lot of musicals. And so my wife's cousin has a cabin up in the Logan Canyon, so we thought, well, we'll go up and let's go to Little Shop of Horrors. They're doing that play in Logan, and I don't know what I expected. First of all, at the theater, it's the Utah Theater. I don't know if it's an old movie theater or not, but it's really nice, old theater with a really good stage and a balcony. Not huge, but very very nice and very nicely appointed.
That's been a stage forever. I think you're thinking of the actual old movie theater right around the corner from it.
So with you, this has always been a.
I believe so. Yes.
Because it did have a nice stage. So, at any rate, so this Little Shop of Horrors, it was really good. It was about as professional as you could ever hope for it to be. Every actor had a great, strong voice. The acting was good. It was staged well. And then, of course, they have that plant, Audrey, that grows into this huge monster. And it's, operated by a puppeteer inside of it somehow. And it's in every incarnation. And then of course, it sings. And if you'll remember from the movie of Little Shop of Horrors, the great Levi Stubbs sang the voice of Audrey. Real deep. I think wasn't he a member of the Four Tops or something like that?
Yeah, he was the bass singer of the Four Tops of the Temptations. I can't remember.
But just, woo. And whoever was singing the Audrey, I don't have the cast list in front of me, was really good. Was imitating Levi Stubbs, which, I don't blame them for doing, and did it very well. And it's... but I'd forgotten the movie and the play end differently.
How so?
Well, the movie, at the end of the movie, Audrey has eaten a bunch of people, and you know what the play is about, right, Nick?
The plant that grows.
It's cannibalistic. Yeah. It needs blood. Feed me.
Right.
Feed me, Seymour. It needs blood, and so it. And so at the end of the movie, as I recall, Audrey, there's the plant's name is Audrey, but the leading lady's name is Audrey as well. Seymour has named the plant after this girl he loves, and they at the end of the play they go off together, or at the end of the movie they go off together, as I recall, and then it shows them in this little house in a suburb, living happily ever after, because that's what she always wanted. They leave Skid Row and go live in this little suburb. And then except right at the end you see a plant that looks like Audrey growing outside the house or in the kitchen or something like that.
Okay.
That's not how the play ends. The play ends with, it's really grim. Audrey, the woman, has Seymour feed her to the plant. And
Willingly?
then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she says, I'm never going to get away from Skid Row. I'm not the kind of girl I should be, but if you feed me to the plant, then I'll finally be a part of something green. What she's always I don't,
Okay.
It's a stretch.
Yeah.
And then Seymour crawls into the plant after that and feeds himself to the plant. And then all hell breaks loose.
Why does the plant not know how to run a business?
Yeah.
Can't
They
run
go
the power.
bankrupt.
Doesn't know how to make change.
It's a sad thing.
But it's.
I would imagine the plant goes crazy because it gets that it gets all that blood, and then it gets bigger and bigger, and then probably eats the entire planet. Right?
The chorus comes out and sings about the fact that it eats the entire planet.
Yeah.
And then it was it reminds you of Rocky Horror the way they handle it. Then the actors come out covered like in plant-like tendrils and sing, and the chorus is singing, and then they went so far as to drop tendrils out of the ceiling onto the audience, hang these plant tendrils down into the audience.
Really? Wow,
Yeah.
they went crazy up
Yeah,
there.
which is quite fun and effective. And they sing how the plant ate, it eats Cleveland and it eats the entire world. It was the plan all along. This was a plant from outer space, essentially. And I'm not sure whether I like that better than the other ending, the one in the movie. My kid and my wife seem to really prefer the one in the stage show. But just all in all, great performers. And really just excellent. So if you want to go see it, I think it's still playing up in Logan. Through August 1st, I guess.
I mean, as I've been saying off air, there is lots of great art stuff that happens up in Logan, both music and theater. It's kind of under represented, but yeah, it's a great little valley. I lived up there for like 2 years, so.
Well, you were going to school there?
I was.
Well, if it wasn't so far away.
Well, it's not that far.
Yeah.
Far enough away.
It's far enough away.
What, an hour and a half?
It's too far.
It's too far. I don't want to go. It's too far.
I'd go up and have some art. Hour and a half.
Have some art.
Have some art. Or I could drive 45 minutes that way to Springville, Art City.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got art drive-throughs over there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Didn't they used to do a thing down there where they recreated famous paintings with live people?
Where?
In Springville.
If they did, I am unaware of it.
Like Arrested Development.
I know they do that in Laguna Beach. It's a big deal every year.
Do they? Because but I know I'm pretty sure they used to do that in Springville,
which is where Arrested Development was shot. So maybe that
Springville?
makes sense. Laguna Beach.
Really confused now.
No.
What? Nick, sometimes you don't.
Look, let's just do the promo and get out of here before. Because
well, don't now.
Well, if you're already mad with me now, you're
now
not
I have
gonna
to
be
find the
happy.
well, I
with
mean,
this
at
promo.
least it's not too long.
Okay.
So I'll
take that.
I'll give you points there.
Okay. I take your notes, Kerry Jackson.
All right.
Wait a minute. Wait. I think I accidentally deleted it. Oh no! Wait. There it is. No, that's not it. Yeah, Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it.
All right. Great. Live show.
Do not miss out on Tuesday's Donut Talk on Radio from Hell.
Do not miss on do nots? What? This doesn't make sense, Nick.
No, Bill, the Donut Critic will be here at 8:45. Don't miss out on it.
Right, but what can't those donuts miss?
Tuesday's Radio from Hell show, not to be missed. You want to do that again? Now that you've read it?
I think it makes
sense. You sounded confused throughout.
Well, that's the
wasn't
the
I
character.
Wasn't I supposed to be confused, Nick?
Yes.
Now you wrote it. Did that meet your specification?
My director notes say that you passed this performance.
Okay. All right.
You would be warmly welcomed in my play in Logan.
Okay.
Because honestly, I pre-read it and it still don't make no damn sense to me.
No, it didn't make sense. That's why.
All right. So it's a bad problem. I get it. All right.
All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Remember who you are and what you is something.